Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wieland, he, him. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd. Tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly neighborhood local live stream show. We are playing a game tonight from our good friends at Arc Dream Publishing. It is the classic conspiracy horror game Delta Green, or Nigger Adult, if you're looking at my screen. Delta Green is by Dennis Detwiller, Christopher Gunning, Shane Ivey, and Greg Stolze. And it is a game of government agents and employees who have discovered the truth about the Cthulhu mythos and are using the resources of the government illegally to battle the forces of the mythos.
I kind of feel like I do that at my job, minus the illegal part.
You do know we are live, right, Sarah?
Like, yeah, I said minus the illegal part.
Lady is terrifying. Just laughing in a dark hallway.
These
I don't see a lady.
So, Delta Green is one of my favorite role-playing games because it is exceedingly well written. It is so well written that it actually predated the idea of the government conspiracy zeitgeist when it was released in the early 90s like a lot of folks will tell you, oh, well, this is just like X-Files meets Cthulhu. And it is, but this came first. And since then, it has put out quality material because it's very well researched, it's very well written, and it really gives you a feel for what it would be like to be a member of the government who also is a part of a conspiracy that is, in theory, more good than bad. But this is definitely one of those types of shows that is one of those types of shows where there's going to be a lot of gray area. Now, what we're going to do here tonight is we're going to we're switching up the structure a little bit because one of the reasons that we chose Delta Green was that it shows not just the investigation, not just the horror, but also the effects of hunting these creatures on normal people who do so. So, in addition to our usual 3-act structure, our 4th act, which we generally call our addendum or our extra bit or whatever, that's actually going to be a part of each tale, because during the 4th act, that's when we run the home sequences with everybody, and it's going to show sort of what happens when they're off the clock, and the horrors that they have seen still weigh on them even as they try to adjust back to their regular lives. So we're going to try to do slightly more compressed acts, but 4 of them. So if you are one of our viewers or listeners who tends to skip that 4th bit, know that you still probably could if you're really just here for the Cthulhu punching. But I think that one of the reasons we chose the game is we do spooky stuff and we do, interpersonal drama really well. And I want to make sure that you're getting all the parts of the dinner when you come and eat with us. So what I'd like everybody to do, we're going to go around the table, and we're going to have you introduce yourself, introduce your character, what part of the government that they work for, and tell us a short but spooky anecdote about why your character joined Delta Green. Because you don't have to have had a massive encounter or something. It could even be something, just weird that happened that got you locked in. So I like how everybody has downgraded, like, oh, wait, we have to come up with this idea? Oh, crap.
Sarah, there's only 5 of us.
There's only 5 of us, Sarah.
It's okay. Welcome to Theater of the Mind Players, where math is optional. All right, let's begin with our first mind player to sign in, please.
I guess that's me. Hi, I'm Ethan Eichson Anderson, he, him. I'm playing Philip J. Wilson, the member of the Coast Guard. He had a spooky encounter off the Bay of Reclus, where he was trying to identify an unknown marine craft, but it ended up not being a marine craft.
That is very spooky. All right, let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, my name is Sarah Babe. She, her, they, them. And I am playing Juniper Jackson Woods, and also known as Agent Tango. She is employed by the National Park Service, the Natural Resource Stewardship and Science Directorate, Biological Resources Division.
God, that's so many words.
I know, I love it. I love it so much. And she's basically an archaeologist or historian for the Federal Archaeology Program. And her really weird thing that happened to her is she used to be a detective, and during one of her interrogations, the subject of the interrogation just melted into proto goo.
Whoa, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah. So
All right.
I started
And-
out 10. Went right into the deep end on that one.
All right. That's great. That's great. Let's go on to our next mind player, please.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jordan Fishburne, she, her. I will be playing Donna Rep, also known as Agent Trip. She is a paramedic from FEMA's Rapid Deployment Force. And her fun experience that she encountered was the discovery of quite a few, unfortunately, passed on people during one of her rescue missions with her crew, where they were missing most of their bones. Just no incisions, no medical history in the area that would lead you to believe so many people were experiencing that, but they were just missing most of their bones, just not in their body.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
That sounds
Did
terrible.
you
I love it.
find them out of their body?
So we never found them.
Okay.
We just found a lot of dead, unfortunate people in one of our rescue missions that were missing their bones
Okay.
without any explainable reason. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's aliens.
Right. We're gonna be doing that a lot in this game. Let's go to our next mind player. Thank you, Jordan.
Hello, I'm Tony Cheek, he, him. I am playing Thomas Bowman, who is employed by NASA. He is a astronaut corps pilot. His spooky encounter was that he was sent up to repair a satellite, and he came in contact with a strange being, which seemingly ignored him, but made his equipment and ship malfunction. And so he had to do some quick thinking by repairing his ship and making his way home. When he got home, he was visited by Delta Green for a debriefing. And because of his encounter and his impressive making his way home, he was employed by Delta Green.
That he was not killed by the aliens. They were like, we want you on our team.
Well, yeah. And the fact that he was able to like repair his ship at a moment's notice just to get home. So they're like,
Awesome.
Okay, you can handle yourself.
Have you told your parents that you were finally an astronaut?
Yes.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. All right, and I believe that's our final mind
No.
player.
Hi.
No, I know.
It's
Well,
me.
I'm saying you are our final. mind
Oh,
player.
yes. Yeah. Hi, it's me. I'm Tawny P. Thompson, she, hers, and I will be playing Ellis Mandel, also known as Teaspoon. And she is a member of the Behavioral Analysis Unit of the FBI. And her first run-in with the unnatural, she started noticing a lot of weird connections between the cases that she was working, which led her to a cult where she discovered the unnatural connections underlying said cult.
So I'm interested that you went with that rather than some of the background elements that we discussed. Or
I thought we decided to leave that as like...
That's fine. I
mean, it could wind up being connected, but as of now...
No, why would it be connected?
I mean...
If you're wondering what sort of spooky, mysterious things we're talking about, you can find that on our session 0 of our Delta Green discussion for our Patreon. So that I feel like that way, I feel like I recovered there that way, turning into a Patreon promo rather than just. I thought we did this different thing. All right, our story begins at the heart of the United States government. Amazon. No, I'm just kidding. In Washington, D.C. So imagine all of the kind of swoopy pictures of all the monuments and government buildings that everybody knows, and then it cuts to what most real government buildings look like, which are these sort of brutalist, concrete, awful,
Soul sucking.
yeah, like this is like the Washington Monument is what democracy looks like, but this building, the headquarters of the United States Postal Service, is what bureaucracy looks like. And inside this this building is a conference room, and inside this conference room are the 5 agents of what is nominally to be called T-Cell within Delta Green. As Delta Green is a conspiracy within the United States government, it has to be very careful about making too much noise. And it has adapted a cell structure in which each cell only has a contact with somebody with one other person from a different cell to eliminate the possibility that if one of your team members is captured or killed, that you can give up, at worst you give up information about one person in another cell that can then be kicked out and disavowed, and the conspiracy continues. Each of you has received a message about this Delta Green operation using one of their most familiar code phrases. You are invited to a night at the opera.
Ooh.
And
Is Queen going to be there?
for most of you, this is not only just your first actual official sanctioned mission, but this is also the first time that you have met other members of the organization in a physical place. So take a moment, think about what your character looks like and how they are passing the time while they are waiting for the briefing officer to arrive.
I'm reading.
Okay.
Damn it.
Are you, what are you reading?
I am reading a... Hold on. I got this. Dinosaur book.
Okay. Are you dressed casually? Are you dressed like this is a work function? Like what is going on here?
I'm probably dressed like business cash.
Okay.
Just in case. I don't want to be like too dressed up, but I don't want to be like too not dressed up.
You don't want to stick out the first day of this government school.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So the camera tracks past that agent. What is your T-cell name again?
Tango.
Agent Tango. To who is next?
I'll go next. I think Teaspoon has a thick stack of files that she's perusing through, like always be working. She's very clean cut, very approachable though. Like she tries not to be too like bureaucratic looking, but she's definitely deep into the bureaucracy.
Okay.
And she's just sitting there trying to make connections and make sure that she's on top of all of her case files at any given time.
Okay. So the camera pans past Agent Teaspoon to who's next?
I'll go next. So Agent Trip, she's got a lot of dark curly hair. She's tried to dress business casual, but it's a lot of very easy to move in clothes. And she has a thick duffel that she has next to her filled with her gear. And if she needs any of that for one of the first official missions we're on, she's
I know exactly what that bag looks like, by the way.
Yeah.
My sister carries one.
Yeah. She's sitting next to somebody and going, I just want to know which one of us is the mitochondria of the cell.
Pardon? You're trying to figure out which one of us is the powerhouse?
Yeah, every cell's got to have one.
I suppose you're not wrong.
I'm a mental powerhouse.
That's
Kind of an odd
important.
metaphor.
These are the sort of discussions that bring people together closer as a group.
I have no idea what that means, but you can think of me as the hammer in this project.
Describe your character, Agent Tidings.
I'm wearing some slacks and probably a polo. I do have a duffel bag, but more like a big black gym bag full of junk. And I'm just basically standing next to the row of chairs or wherever.
I'm imagining it's a like a conference room table and then chairs surrounding it, but I'm imagining as this is a government conference room, it's probably stuff that like they bought probably in the early 2000s at the latest. It has that sort of fake carpet cover back as opposed to like the fake leather or what have you. All right,
I'm having flashbacks to the conference room at my job.
No chair rolls straight, just like a shopping cart.
It's like there's always 3 good wheels and one that died within 5 minutes.
You try to move the chair arm and it just falls off.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're
They
like,
don't stay all the way up. They just like slowly drift
Yeah.
down as you sit in them.
welcome. This is the true cosmic horror that we are exploring. Conference rooms. All right, and our final Agent Taxi, please describe yourself and what you're doing.
So Agent Taxi, just picture him as like younger Joel from The Last of Us. He's like, I feel like he's from Texas. And so I feel like he's almost dressed like a high school history teacher.
What if
like
someone hasn't played Last of Us? What does he look like?
Like about 5'11", he's got like a nice beard and like, yeah, just do your research on your own.
Let's do this last minute research for a reference you just made live on the air.
Yeah.
I guess Sarah's gonna go play Last of Us for 4 hours and then be back for our next mission.
We'll wait.
Important question though: is he dressed like a cool history teacher or a history teacher that you regret that you ever had?
I think he's just one of those history teachers that is wearing like he's got the nice shirt with a tie and then the jacket
Okay, so I'm
blazer
not the only one wearing a tie.
with the elbow pads, but then he's wearing like jeans, because that's what he feels comfortable in, and he's so that kind of look.
So the flip the chair backwards, sit on it. Okay, guys.
Oh, Captain, Captain.
Let's have a real talk here about life.
Well, he wants to be like dressed up, but he also wants to be comfortable, and he's got that weird awkward like, I don't know, are jeans okay kind of thing.
Like I'm gonna wear these until somebody tells me that I can't.
Exactly.
Been there.
All right. So after a few moments of awkward silence and strange discussions about mitochondria, a woman enters the room. She is dark skinned. She is probably in her mid to late 40s, judging by the bits of gray that fleck through her hair, and she's wearing that sort of the power suit kind of thing, not quite the full pantsuit, but that like BizCash plush blazer,
the matching blazer and skirt thing.
Yeah. And she walks in and says, "So, this is our new employee orientation. Yes?
Happy to be here.
So.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm glad to meet you. My name is Miss Green, and I have been tasked with bringing you into our organization. And also, as it would happen, you'll be going right out into the field once this orientation is complete. So I appreciate you. I appreciate Trip and Tidings for coming prepped with the gear that they think that they need, and not to say that Teaspoon or Tango or Taxi are not going to be losing any sort of points or anything, but they because of their specialized nature, let's call it, it's good for them to have these pieces there.
Always good to be prepared, ma'am.
Yep.
Especially in this line of work. If you do well, I'm probably going to continue to be your handler on these operations. So I hope that we are able to continue working together, and I look forward to the strengths that you bring to this operation. So, well, I guess let's get to it. Can we dim the lights, please, there, Jim? All right. I like how everyone is like, hold on, I got a LARP dimming the lights. Wait a minute. All right. So welcome to your new employee orientation. That's a nice little joke from our friends here. The first thing that you should be aware is the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So we're gonna include some good motivational quotes to make sure that you keep focused on the operation ahead. Our next slide is Clyde Bowman. He was born March 28th, 1949. He is a widower. His wife Marlene died about 18 years ago. He has two living relatives, his daughter Sharon and his son Michael. His primary occupation was with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or the Internal Revenue Service, as it's called now these days. And when he was not working for us, he was an assistant deputy commissioner for operational support. And he retired from that position in 1999. He also died approximately 2 days ago from a heart attack.
Well,
I mean,
there's
that
no relation,
seems pretty standard, right?
How conclusive?
Very conclusive. We have the coroner's report, and this mission is not to dive into the circumstances of his death. He died in his apartment, from what we are able to tell.
Will there be a test in this information?
It's been a while since I've had to run a Scantron tidings, so probably not.
Okay, just checking.
What we're interested in, if you would move to the next slide, please, Jim, is he was active in our organization for about 3 years, and he took part in approximately 11 operations, which we, of course, cannot detail at this time. He, from what I can tell you, is that he took part in numerous consultations, primarily issues of taxation and property confiscation. Even within the investigations that we take part in, everybody needs money, everybody's got to eat, and that's usually the way that we can open up other avenues of investigation. And a lot of the counter organizations that we track, they also have to worry about taxes just like everybody else. And so, if they've got a compound or something like that, agents like Mr. Bowman are valuable in making sure that we can track those facilities and reclaim them or take them down once any sort of activity has been taken care of. He was not associated with our organization at the time of his passing. This happens a lot. Our agents cycle in and cycle out for a variety of reasons. But I'm sure that's true of any organization within the government. Next slide, Jim. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Next slide, please. Our objectives and obstacles in this particular operation. What we want you to do is we want you to proceed to Clyde Bowman's residence, and we want to remove any evidence of association with our organization. If you see any signs that he violated our security, we want you to report those signs, and we want you to return here to this conference room where you will debrief with me about what happened and if he, and what you found. We basically just want to make sure that he didn't leave any messes that we need to clean up. As a matter of fact, you are going to clean up those messes. We prefer that because this is the kind of operation that we tend to prefer to send new associates on, because it's a relatively low risk. It familiarizes you with different elements of our operation, and it also gives you a chance to get in a little field work that doesn't necessarily offer a high risk of exposure to unnatural forces. Now, as far as obstacles go, the two main ones are we don't want you to involve anybody else in this operation. Sometimes our operations, it's going to be easy for you to utilize resources from your home agencies, or for that matter, you may be brought in undercover and part of a joint task force or something like that. This is not one of those times. We want you to get this done, get it quick, and get back here. We will take care of any sort of leaves of absence or things like that. It's very easy for our organization to say, oh, we need to pull this person for a training for 24 hours. And so if it's a training for a day or two, we can cover that no problem, which is why we also want to make sure that y'all are back here within about 48 hours, because that's about when we figure that Sharon and Michael, his kids, will be back to deal with his effects and things like that. Does anyone have any questions? Final slide, please, Jim.
I do.
All right. Go ahead, Taxi.
Could I possibly be a danger to the mission?
Why is that?
Well, from what I understand, you're trying to erase a man from any connection of him to Delta Green, yet you have a man with the same last name as him on this mission. Is that going to present a problem in any sort of records? Or
well, number one, please try to avoid saying name of our organization within any sort of official capacity. You never know, especially in a place like this, who's going to be listening.
Okay.
Secondly, if you were paying attention to the slide, I believe your names may sound the same, but they are spelled differently.
Okay.
So I guess my reply to your question is your homework and pay attention.
Understood.
I understand that you hold a unique place within the government, and I'm sure you're probably used to people being a little more deferential to you because of the qualifications that you have. But if you're going to be part of our organization, we want to make sure that you go into the field as informed as possible.
I'm going to lean over to Teaspoon and be like, he's an astronaut.
I meant no disrespect. I just trained to hope for the best but prepare for the worst, and wanted to make sure that was covered.
All right. Teaspoon, you had your hand raised like a good little student. What do you want?
I was just wondering where exactly it was that Mr. Bauman did reside, in fact.
Oh, well, that's very easy. She pulls out a small manila envelope and hands it to you. That's the key to his apartment. He lives he lives just outside of Washington, D.C. There's an address in the envelope. Go to his apartment, clear it of any bad stuff, and go from there. Yes, Tango.
Any managers or security around the apartment building we should be concerned about? Door buzzers and the like.
Oh, I doubt it. This guy was a government lifer. He was not living in the type of housing that has like a doorman or a gated community or anything like that. He was just a pensioner.
Any pets?
Okay. I don't think so.
Okay.
All right. That's all you have for me. Teaspoon, since you have volunteered to take the lead on this mission, she hands you an old flip phone. When you are done, call the one number that is in the contacts, and that will let us know when you are ready to come in to debrief.
Understood.
All right, cool. I'm glad this briefing went very quickly. It means I get to go to lunch early. Thank you very much, and stay safe out there. She leaves, and we cut to...
I lean over to Taxi real quick before we cut.
Okay.
Do you think the numbers to Colonel Mustard, or was that just me?
No, I concur. I agree.
All right. We cut back to our team as they make their way to Bowman's apartment. Now, it is located in one of those neighborhoods that was middle class, but has slowly but surely been pulled down the cliffside to be a little more, a little rougher, and not as prestigious as it once was. It's a jarring example of like early 1960s design, back when developers were actually building apartments for normal people and not condos. Your vehicle, I don't know if you guys want to do like the SUV in black or like the unmarked white van. I'm going to assume we're going to do the SUV in black unless there are any objections, like if you want the Wienermobile or anything like that.
Cool with me.
I think the Wienermobile is a little bit more incognito. So
Then we have
truck could be
everybody
nice.
everybody riding up to take a picture or get ice cream. Not
That
great
SUV
stealth.
That SUV is clearly full of government agents. What about the Wienermobile? Oh, those are just weirdos. Okay, so who takes the lead entering the apartment?
I'm assuming I have the key.
Yep.
Yeah, Teaspoon's got the key.
So I will do so. I'm not necessarily being stealthy, but I'm trying to just look like I belong, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I follow behind you.
Are we worried about hostiles at this location?
I'd say not at the moment. I think it'd be fair to proceed as normal.
Seems relatively unlikely. Yeah.
Let's actually, this is a great time to do some dice rolling. What I would like is everybody to give me an alertness roll.
Oh.
just to clarify, this works exactly like Cthulhu does.
Yes, this is a percentile system where you're going to roll 2d10. One dice is the 10s, one dice is the 1s. You're trying to roll underneath your skill in alertness. If you did not put any points into alertness, it is a base 20% roll. And if you passed it, give me a thumbs up. If you failed it, give me a thumbs down.
Oh, good
Oh,
Christ.
teaspoon. Oh, teaspoon. Oh, trip. Oh, no. Oh,
Okay, so everybody who failed it, go ahead and check the box next to alertness. Teaspoon, you are silent.
Dang it. Thank you. For podcast listeners, that's Jordan/Trip, Tawny/Teaspoon, and Sarah/Tango all failed.
They all failed. Tidings and Taxi, you succeeded. So the way this system works is actually very similar to Chill, for those long-time viewers and listeners, where you're going to roll we want to roll underneath the percentile. If you roll doubles, then if it's above that percentile, it's a critical failure. If it's below the percentile, it's a critical success. They say critical success and fumble, but that's whatever terminology. So, Tidings and Taxi, you glance around, especially after Tidings is like, are we expecting any hostiles? There do not seem to be surveillance cameras in this building. It is that old, and apparently the landlord does not care that much about it.
Should we be worried about the integrity of the building itself? Like, should this be condemned kind of thing? Or
No.
Okay.
It like I would call it lower middle class at this point.
Okay.
Where it like if somebody took the time to like redo the carpets and like slap a fresh coat of paint on it, it would look okay, but it's not like there are rats in the hallways and spray paint on the walls, but it's definitely hasn't been
seen better days.
It's seen better days. Yeah. So who's going in the apartment first?
I guess.
Teaspoon.
Yeah.
Okay. So, clack into the deadbolt. The key fits. The door unlocks and opens up into a small, grim apartment. Very basic furniture. Like, that smell that bars have where they no longer have smoking, but because there's been so much smoking that it is just sort of ground into the carpet and the paint. That scent hits you as you walk in the door. Yeah,
Great.
Yeah, like it's weird that we are probably one of the last generations to understand what that reference is, but everybody who knows it can smell it right now and is kind of going a little bit.
Oh my god, I smell the brass rail like
oh no,
so significantly.
Oh man, I feel like
now
we need
to Bloody Mary.
I feel like we need to have a Whitewater reference, like GIF or screen, like beep 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 beep.
We have all the Bloody Mary fixings as a heads up.
That may be happening in Act 2. So there's a well-worn couch in the main room that faces a non-flat screen TV that has a like digital converter box on top of it. There's a coffee table where there are stacks of magazines and it looks like crossword puzzles and things like that. And next to it is a box of grocery store donuts that looks like it's been left there for a few days.
No, I'm not going to eat the donuts. Okay.
No.
I was thinking about it too.
Like all nasty.
You approach you look donut. You approach the donuts and like they clearly had been bought. Were probably a week old before he died, and now are in the like.
So they're like 9 days old.
Yeah, like they are at the point where you could pick one up and kind of go tink 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 tink, with the donut. There is an adjoining kitchenette, with a smattering of like cans and pans and boxes of food. The only like decorative touch in this in this section of the apartment is a crudely drawn human figure entitled Grandpa with no D that is hanging on the refrigerator from a magnet with 2 gold stars stuck to the bottom corner. And then there is a hallway splitting off from the main room into what are probably the other 2 rooms of the apartment.
I'll check out the drawing. See if it was if anything is on the backside.
I'll go to the first other room.
I just want
Down
to
the
see if there's an office.
Okay. I'm going to hold up the drawing here.
Aw, it's cute.
Oh. Does it say Cassie?
Mm-hmm.
Cassie? Okay.
Teaspoon, there are 2 bedrooms at the end of the hall. One looks like an actual bedroom, and one looks like it looks like an office because it is jam-packed with like papers and file boxes.
Great.
She's like, yay! Sorting! That's why the organization brought me in.
I am really good at bureaucracy, so.
Okay.
He was from the IRS. It might make sense the way he put it all together.
Okay.
Rob?
There is also a bathroom like off of, so it's like it goes to the back, it splits into 2 bedrooms, and then there is a bathroom underneath, like before you hit the bedrooms. Yes, Tango.
Whenever you get the chance, I would like to actually search all of the vents by unscrewing them and see if there's anything in them.
Okay. Cool. Anyone else taking any active action right now?
I'm going to check.
Actually, you said something, right?
Yeah, I said I was going to investigate the first room down the hall.
Okay. So is that the bathroom?
I think so.
Because that comes first. So
Okay.
The bathroom, there is some odd stuff going on in the bathroom.
That's never good.
The towel rack is broken. The shower door is cracked. There are a few fragments of a broken ceramic toothbrush holder that are scattered on the floor, and there is also a weird smell in here.
Is there any blood?
No.
Okay. Can I check the medicine cabinet to see if there's any medications?
There are medications, but you don't know what they mean. Like,
okay.
Nothing. Well, actually, let me ask you: do you have anything like medicine or?
I do not.
Pharmacy.
Guess who has some of that stuff?
Yeah, I think that I take note of the surroundings and I walk.
Or you could just summon Trip into the room with you.
Oh yeah. Trip.
Rather than shouting out the description of the room, just like.
Well, I was just gonna walk
right
out.
Here.
But, yeah, I was gonna walk out and tell everybody. But yeah, Trip, could you come in here, please?
What's up? What's that smell?
I don't know.
Do you think that this is where Bowman died?
There seems to have been some sort of scuffle.
And I mean, he did have a heart attack. He might have fallen.
Well, I found these
these
medications.
Okay.
Maybe you can identify them.
Yeah, I take a look and see if there's anything else hanging out. I also, just in my experience, open up the shower and toilet bowl and back of the toilet just to see if there's anything in there, because
people
hide drugs.
That's a good instinct, but there isn't anything hidden in any of those spaces here, and the drugs that Taxi found are consistent with what a person with a heart condition would be taking. So, like blood thinners, probably some anti-cholesterol, low cholesterol medication, that sort of thing. Like, so that stuff all checks out.
Seems pretty standard in here.
So, does anybody have the skill accounting?
No. Well, we all have it at 10%.
Right, but nobody has it at like 30?
No.
I got bureaucracy.
That's good. That's not what I asked about, though.
I can do
You
math.
said he was from the IRS, and I was like, I bet none of us motherfuckers took accounting. As soon as you said what organization he was from.
So, Teaspoon, you're, kind of looking at all the files, and your best guess is if you all sit down and like hunker down and go through all this stuff, it should probably take you about like 2 to 3 hours to really clear the situation. That's if everybody sits, like you basically each take a box and go through it.
So I want to start by just like checking all the drawers and like checking for like false bottoms and like, things that might be taped underneath the drawer or under, like you open the drawer and tape something up at the top of the desk or like.
What is your alertness skill?
Yeah, 20.
Okay. Go ahead and give me let me make sure I got that right.
Swapping dice.
There's also search. I don't know.
So go ahead and give me a search roll, actually. Thank you, Tidings. Or what is your search skill at?
40.
Okay. So you actually don't need to roll it. If you have a high enough rating in a skill, you just do the thing. And you're fairly certain he doesn't have, there are no, secret stashes in this. Like, it's just going to take time and effort to grind through and get this stuff.
Okay. Then, I think I pop my head back out into the hallway and I'm like, hey, T-Cell, we got a lot of boxes in here. And I think if we all apply ourselves and work together, we can get through this reasonably quickly.
Sure. Just let me check the vents real quick.
You checked the vents and found no stash spots either. What is your? Let me ask you this: what is your search?
40.
Yeah, he does not have anything stashed here.
Okay.
There is a knock at the door.
I'll answer it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I would
answer it.
be standing next to the door.
I'm pretty good at people.
So are you on the side where the door opens, or are you on the side by the hinges where there's also like a key ring, like his key ring that's dangling there?
I would be by the side where it opens, basically,
Okay.
so I can see out the little peephole.
Okay. You cozy up to the peephole, and there is an old woman who has a tiny dog clutched to her chest, who is kind of doing the, is there somebody back there looking at me? And then just be quiet.
I will, as soon as the knock happens, I'll pop over to the front and nod at Tidings.
What are your alertness ratings?
20.
Tidings and Teaspoon?
Ethan, you're on mute.
Yeah, 80.
20 for me.
So Tidings, you definitely hear the dog kind of as it's as she is kind of talking back and forth with it.
I would like to pretend to ninja roll over the couch or whatever.
Or you could just hide behind the couch, like you don't have to
Right, but I'm trying to pretend like I'm cool.
Okay.
I definitely check behind me though, make sure there's no one visible before I open up the door.
Okay, so are you just presenting yourself then, or are you and Tidings presenting two of you?
I think if Tidings hides off to the side.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Like behind the door.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Can I help you?
I just was curious. Are you? Wait. Hold on. Are you Sharon?
No. I'm just here from the office just to check in, and there were some files that Clyde still had his hands on, and I was just taking them back here for the IRS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you work for the IRS?
Mm-hmm.
A nice young woman like you works for the Internal Revenue Service. You don't look like a bean counter to me.
Oh, I'm not on the accounting team. No, I just handle a lot of our community outreach and social media presence.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so you work with the computers then?
Mm-hmm.
You're like do you run their Facebook page? Is that what you do?
I oversee some of that. Yes, I'm not the main point of contact. No, I'm just part of the department there.
So why are you? So why did they send you here? Are you tweeting about this?
No. I live in the area. It was just easier for me to swing on past.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a terrible. I knew Mr. Bowman well in passing anyway. We would say hello to each other and be quiet.
Oh, what a sweet dog.
No. Yes. Well, he's just as curious as I am about everything. It's terrible that they didn't find him for as long as they did. That's one of the reasons why I have my little boy here, because at least I'm hoping that if I pass away like this, that you start barking like a little devil and get people to come and find me before I'm stuck in my apartment for 3 days. Okay. Okay, and the dog licks her face. Okay.
How sweet. What's his name?
Did I give his name? Did I say Baxter? I forget. It's Baxter.
You didn't say.
I thought I said it when we were doing Tidings Super Hearing. So we're just going to change it to Baxter.
Okay.
It's Baxter. Well, give my condolences to anybody at the office. I'm very sorry. He seemed like a very nice man.
He was. He will be sorely missed.
Go ahead and give. Do you have?
I was hoping to kind of use Int to use my training in.
Well, persuade here. Int is more like.
Yeah, I have a 40 in persuade.
Okay, then you actually don't need to roll. You successfully, Oh, you're from the office picking up files. Mm-hmm. Sounds good to her. As far as human goes, you get the feeling that it's a little bit of nosy neighbor, but she doesn't have any ill intent towards him. She probably saw, you guys coming into the building and or heard you bumping around in there. So she smiles and heads off.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. I'll let Sharon know that you asked after Clyde.
Oh, that's very nice. I'm Mrs. Janowitz, Mrs. Karen Janowitz.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mrs. Janowitz. I'll pass the your greetings along.
Okay, and she leaves.
Have to put it in a report, I'm assuming. So. All right, I close the door and I'm like, all right, I think she was just being kind of a nosy Nelly, if you will.
It's more likely to eat her.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, just making sure everybody was on that page.
No, that's cats. Cats will do that.
Dogs totally will too.
No.
Well, dogs are cats.
What? Not dogs. Dogs would never do that.
All right, sweetheart.
Okay, so
I'm glad you knew exactly what I was talking about, Tawny. Okay.
That was the first thing I thought.
I was wondering if somebody was going to jump in and be like, well, actually, but that's okay.
Waited until she wasn't there. I didn't want to ruin the interaction.
I appreciate the fact that everybody else was like, we're just going to let the face do the face thing, and then we'll deal with that later. So, are you hauling this stuff out, or are you cycling through here?
I think it would be too suspicious if everything was completely gone when the family comes by.
There could also be family stuff in there too.
Yeah.
And that'd be super shitty to take it with us just because we're looking for something.
So yeah,
Okay.
I would say let's just stick here, roll through as quick as we can, and,
Okay.
and see what we can find.
I'd recommend keyword searching the files too, like before we really dig in to see if we get anything super related to his kids' names or Cassie. We weren't told of a grandchild or anything, so if anything is labeled as Cassie, we might want to focus and see if it's put on there. Grandpa,
Anyone have equipment for a photo chain? Where
a
we
photo chain.
set up so we can just take pictures quickly of everything, slide documents under, snap a photo, slide a new document, snap a photo.
Mostly, I brought bandages and pain meds.
Does anybody have photography as a skill?
Pretty sure I definitely did not take that. No, that's not even on here. No.
Yeah, that's not even on here.
It's
Probably in art.
Oh yeah, art would probably be photography.
Well, here's
Just zero art.
Here's
Did I
a
do
stretch.
forensics photos?
Here's a stretch. If I have archaeology, I am used to taking documentation at sites.
But I don't think you probably brought like it feels like Tidings brought this up and everyone was like, oh yeah, we should do that next time.
We all also have cell phones.
It's okay. Yeah, but that's not going to be. It's going to take. It's still.
Forever.
It's not going to speed up the process more so than it is. Like this is just going to take.
Also, I don't know if you've ever tried to look at a document photo on your phone before, but I have to do that for work all the
No
time, and it
It's
is way more work.
janky. Yeah.
If we just do the 2 hours now, that would probably be better.
like I take photos of stuff for the RPGs that I run on Discord now, and like it's good enough for that, but I wouldn't want to like read a bunch of stuff like so. So we cut.
We should also just scan for the misspelled word grandpa. That just seems. Well, I mean, I don't know. Just in case.
So we cut through the montage of everybody. Like some folks are sitting on the couch and flipping through stuff. Some folks are in the bedroom. Some folks are in the thing. And the main or the main actionable piece, like most of this, is actually really boring records and like financial stuff and some IRS case files that have long since been closed and investigated. But the main piece of actionable information that you find is he owned.
You're breaking up a little bit.
You broke
Rob.
up.
He owned a cabin about 4 hours outside of DC in Virginia.
In the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Cabin in the woods, you say?
Unless there's a unicorn there, I don't care.
Cabin
That was
4
a joke.
hours away in Virginia. Could we check the keys that you mentioned were hanging next to the door? And see if we can happen to find a cabin key?
Look at you clicking on the right spot.
Does it have a log detailing on it so we know that it's the cabin key, or are we just taking a copy of all of them?
Well, no, but the keys are actually clearly labeled like spare key,
Ooh.
car key.
He was an
God, I'm
accountant. Come
so
on.
glad
For the
I'm not
IRS, of course.
Clyde, my guy. Thank you so much, Clyde.
Love it.
All
You
right.
should have looked for a tab that said evidence. That would probably really set it up for us.
There's something I was just going to say and I forgot. Next week I'm going to wear my deerstalker hat. That's going to happen. So.
Oh, you're going to be that's your quirky investigator thing, or your goofy hats. All right. All right. So I guess you guys are heading off to, because the stuff in the files, you are able to pull like coordinates off of the registration and stuff.
Do we feel pretty comfy? Do we feel like we've checked everything?
I want to wipe it down, just go over our most traffic areas with a cloth and wipe it down. Just
Are
so we
there
don't
any
leave a trace.
electronics around other than his really old janky TV?
No.
Okay, cool.
I'd like to search the couch.
Okay. I
Fair
can
change.
2 quarters and a peanut.
Some French fries. Yeah.
Anyone want a peanut?
So you feel like you have cleared this particular area. Like I'm assuming that within the couple of hours that you spent cycling through files, you also made sure to do a nice thorough search of the rest of the apartment. Like there's not a lot. This is a small, 2-bedroom apartment in the, kind of outer skirts of the city. So there's not a lot to go through.
Alrighty then. Who's ready for a road trip?
And that is where we will come back in our second act. So you don't actually have to wait through the 4 hours of driving out to the cabin.
Yay!
We'll be back.
Really looking forward to
in 4 hours.
Are we there yet? Because I have to pee. No.
Well, go now because you'll have about 10 minutes before we come back for our second act of our first episode of Delta Green. We'll see you then. And we are back to our second act of our first episode of Delta Green, the T-Cell Tapes, here on Theater of the Mind Players. Now, when we last left our agents, they were headed up to the cabin in the woods of Clyde Bowman, and to investigate any further leads of his involvement with Delta Green after his death. So in the interim, there was some brief discussion about who's driving the SUV, and I did. So did nobody took anything in Drive Auto?
I have ride.
I'm really high on pilot, and I thought that would be all I need.
Helicopter and boat.
So I like the idea that with Taxi being the astronaut, they're like, okay, you drive, and then
your name is Taxi,
and
in like a space taxi.
And after 4 hours in the SUV with him, I think very few, if not none of you, are impressed with the driving skills of an actual astronaut.
Teaspoon very quickly took off her blazer and loosened her tie and undid a couple of buttons because, boy, was that stressful.
The gravitational pull is really messing with my...
I might have puked out the window a few times.
I was definitely patting her shoulder, there, Tango.
You guys should try to ride in the back of an ambulance. It's
terrible. It's the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume I'm driving
Trip is super chill. Trip is super chill. She's just okay. She's reading.
Oh God, I am so jealous of people who can read while they're driving.
I can't.
Well, not while I'm driving.
Riding in a car, I should say.
I think Teaspoon has been trying to keep conversation going. What's everyone doing for fun these days?
I'm sure it's going very about that well.
Yeah.
I heard Twilight's coming back.
So
that's terrible.
So the cabin is not difficult to reach, though the last few miles are definitely on dirt roads that are or that sort of country road driving where it's okay, we're on
make Tawny sing it. God damn it!
You can't do it on the Twitch stream. We're gonna get shut down.
That's why I'm lip syncing.
Okay, good. We're gonna get lip synced down.
Country road is a trigger word for me now because I know what Tawny.
Save that for TikTok.
Sashay away, Tawny. Sashay away.
So the whole building has kind of that faux log cabin look to it. It's about one story. It's 1 story high.
We're gonna die here.
This is fine. I've seen worse.
As long as there's not a Book of the Dead here, we should be fine.
Actually, fair point. Have I seen worse? It looks well kept and clean, or it's serial killer.
Yeah, it looks this is not serial killer
bones hanging from the ceiling.
Bone hangs from the ceiling. It looks like a cabin that you would go to that you would hang out in. There's, as far as you can tell, there's you can see there's a well on the back end of the property, and there's an electrical pump that's attached to it.
A well? We're gonna
Yeah.
get attacked by some girl coming out of the well,
So
and
only
then
if you
we're gonna
watch
get
the
assaulted
videotape.
by trees.
You're okay.
As somebody who spends a lot of time
was
in the
just about
forest,
Say
Ethan,
that.
what are you doing, man? You-
He's trying to make it look like he's in a well.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I thought he was
It
just like,
worked, and I'm not okay with it.
I don't know why my brain went to like, look, I'm a Keebler elf and I'm in that little hole in the tree.
So
I also don't know why your brain went there.
there's also out like on the grounds of the cabin space. There's an outhouse and a shed, and it looks like it's sort in the back of the house. There is some like a pile of earth. Like there's something that has been dug out.
Or
Aww.
buried. Yeah.
I would like to check inside first. I think.
Okay, is
Does
everybody
that
going
make
with?
sense to y'all?
Is
I'll-
everybody going with teaspoon, or are we splitting the party and is everybody dying?
We
I
are splitting up.
I
Yeah,
think we
want to
should.
do like a quick perimeter check.
Yeah,
Yep.
I vote
Yep.
perimeter first.
Yep.
I'll go inside with you, Teaspoon.
Thank you.
Okay, so who is going inside? Thumbs up.
Trip and Teaspoon.
Trip and Teaspoon are heading inside. Tidings, Taxi, and Tango are walking the perimeter. Got it. Okay.
Taxingo.
Let's go with the smaller group first.
Also known as Tree Spoon.
So you two make your way into the cabin. The key fits perfectly into the lock. The interior is quiet. You can definitely see a few cobwebs on a few things. It's furnished. You look like it was furnished out of like a thrift store.
So basically, though, it looks like he hasn't been here in a while.
At least a couple months.
Okay.
Like, this was clearly not a big
Weekend
spot for
getaway.
him.
Yeah.
Is anybody else
And
hearing music?
no,
Heard a dog.
Not that. Okay, sorry. Okay.
I actually thought I could hear something too, but now I can't. Now that we said something.
Sarah, you're doing my job for me here.
Sorry.
I'm
Spider
supposed to
God
be
is invading
creating-
our street.
I just thought I just
What's
wanted
up? It's your boy Cthulhu. Like and subscribe. Make sure
so,
to
like,
listen to my
tense right now.
tentacle cast. Yeah.
I'm so tense right now.
12 on the drive home. Hope you all are scared out of your wits on this nice. What time of year? What time of year is it? Is it like
it's
winter?
like this. It's like this time of year.
Okay, so all right.
Like
So it's
summer.
fall. So
Emma.
by the time you guys get out there, the sun is still up because I'm fairly certain that even rookie Delta Green agents are like, let's not go to the cabin in the woods in the dark. But it is definitely in decline. So we cut back out to the perimeter search. Are you splitting up and each looking at a thing? The shed, the outhouse, and the dirt pile.
Oh hell no! I'm behind Tidings.
Okay.
I am behind Tidings.
We'll just go together as a group. Check all three one at a time. End with the burial site because I assume that'll take digging work.
Okay. What are you looking at first? The shed or the outhouse?
Well, we've already investigated one bathroom. We might as well keep it going.
Okay. Anybody have forensics as a skill?
I
Trip does, but Trip is
Shit,
inside.
I don't.
Okay.
But I do have anthropology.
That's great. I'm looking for forensics. Okay.
Do you guys call me again?
Well, no, that they can.
Okay.
Well, if we don't know anything
Base
weird,
0.
Yeah.
Base
Yeah,
0.
yeah, we
So
don't-
base 0 means you can't even try it if you don't have anything. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure that is not an important clue at all. So moving on to the shed. It's
Great. Oh God, I feel it coming.
There it is. Tony's like, I was wondering when the heart palpitations were going to start. Usually with Rob, it's like he hits the gas in the first act and doesn't let up. But this is honestly, I picked this scenario because it is a fantastic beginner scenario for Delta Green because it does have that very slow cook, 8 hours of hickory smoke tension build up to
Ooh,
it.
hickory.
Okay, so who is opening the doors to the shed? Which of
I
you
will.
three? Okay.
We
I
could do
will
it together.
I'll have a gun ready.
So that's a go. So hold that thought. In the book, so when you choose your thingy, your whatever part of the government you're a part of, there is
Your employer.
actually a segment that says, "Are you expected to carry a weapon?" And if that says yes, then it is assumed that you have a gun. If it says no, then you probably do not have a gun on you unless you went.
It says yes, and I went through the equipment list and chose all the guns according to what my rank and position is. So I have a complete weapons array.
Well, I'm assuming that you probably have at least a pistol on you and probably the rest of your stuff.
Yeah, pistol.
It's a medium pistol. No, I chose the Beretta.
Okay.
I pulled out my Beretta.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
So I'm guessing that Tidings and Teaspoon are probably armed.
I think so.
But Trip, Taxi, and Tango are probably not.
Nope.
I heal. I don't inflict harm unless they need to catch these hands.
I have
Carry a
I
weapon
have
is yes
books
for the FBI.
and camping gear.
I also do not have the power to arrest. So
Right.
Got
But I like that everybody's now looking at the fine print like, did I get a gun with this stuff? Ah, crap.
space gun.
I knew out the gate. I always check if I get anything to defend myself when I set up a character. I like to be prepared for how quickly I'm going to die.
Oh shit! Was National Park Service was in the?
Yeah, actually, it says yes
it's in the
for
complex.
Parks Police, sometimes for Park Rangers. So I'm still going to say probably
That's not
not.
me. Yeah, because I'm not a park ranger.
You are the guys the Park Rangers call when they're like some
That looks
dumbass
like an
camper
arrowhead.
accidentally pissed on this thing. Is it important?
This looks like an arrowhead or a human skull.
Great. Anyway, okay. So Tidings, you're providing cover.
Yep.
For Taxi to open the door.
Yep.
Okay. Do you open one door or both doors, Taxi? Because it's a double.
Each of you could open one.
Yeah, I could open the other one.
Yeah, and we'll just have him like at the ready. Okay.
Okay. So are we doing this on 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, then go?
Just to anger Jordan, we're gonna do it on the 3.
Mistake.
Do
You
it
just
on
set
shoot.
yourself up for death. I'm sorry.
We're actually gonna go rogue and do it on 1.
As Cthulhu leaps out like, oh no, you
No, that's how you set a dislocated
right.
joint.
No, see, we're surprising Cthulhu because he thinks we're gonna go after 3.
He's just in there doing some wood shop like, oh,
Yeah.
I was just making a birdhouse, you guys.
My God, I'm genuinely fucking scared.
You guys ever play Wingspan?
All right. So 1,
Okay.
2,
Yep. 3.
Open.
3. Inside the shed,
A raccoon.
you see an assortment of tools on a back bench, hung up, and then the workbench in the back, and then gasoline cans. You'd say at least 20. Stacked in neat rows.
Can I walk up to one and just try to sniff the contents?
It is definitely gasoline in those gasoline cans.
Are they
can I tell if
connected?
they're, Can I tell if they're filled?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Like you kind of nudge one with your foot and it definitely feels full.
Are they connected to each other?
No.
So it's
He
not
just
a
got a-
gasoline bomb.
You just
No.
got a stockpile of gasoline.
Yes, as far as you can tell.
And it's neatly organized, like one next to the other on the shelves?
No, it's all on the floor of the shed. There's just like
okay,
Yeah, you
gotcha,
don't keep
gotcha.
gasoline on a shelf, man. You keep it on the floor.
Well, I don't know. He's a weird dude. He died in his apartment.
there are like 10 in the first row, 10 in the second row, and then like there's like a lone straggler. That's probably the one that you like foot checked.
Did we see a generator at all while we were outside?
Or a vehicle of some sort.
Do you have what is your alertness?
Mine is 60.
Let's see here. No, you did not see a generator.
Okay. Any sort of vehicle?
Or heavy machinery.
Nope.
All right.
Meanwhile, inside.
Tawny just stepped away for a second.
Oh man. Well, good. That means you're gonna get to find this.
Okay.
Uh,
she's back.
It's Washburn. I just needed to let him out of the bedroom. He was being a butt.
Underneath the bed in the master bedroom trip, you find a old metal footlocker. The footlocker does not look locked,
Okay.
but there is a envelope on top with a green triangle drawn on it in ink.
Okay. And you said it was a sealed envelope?
It is a sealed envelope.
Is the locker heavy if I drag it out from under the bed?
What is your strength?
I drag, fully grown people all the time, Rob, with my strength of 10.
It's heavy-ish, but manageable. It's definitely full of stuff.
Yeah.
And
About the same as if you were a grip.
you wouldn't, you wouldn't want to carry this thing on your back. You would definitely probably want Teaspoon's help getting this back to the car. But
Yeah,
at least move it around the.
I'm gonna call for Teaspoon. Hey, Teaspoon.
I need your strength.
I guess I'm going to pop my head in the room. Hey, what's up?
There's a locker under here and suspiciously sealed envelope with a certain green triangle on it.
I guess we should take a look at that.
I think we should. And I hand her the envelope.
Okay. I
just in case
we
it has
found this thing. You open it.
just in case it has anthrax in it.
Teaspoon
I'm gonna
pulls
open
out
the
a pocket knife,
locker.
flips it
I'm
open,
gonna
and
open the
uses it
locker
as
as Teaspoon checks out the envelope.
So you both explode simultaneously. Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
I flip open a pocket knife and slide open the envelope.
In the envelope, there is a short handwritten letter, and it reads. And normally, one of the things that I really enjoy about games like Call of Cthulhu and Delta Green, because they're related, are the prop investigative elements of the game. But for a variety of reasons, A, us being all remote, and B, we're also doing this for a podcast, I can't just hand out a letter and be like, read this thing. So, the letter reads, to whom it may concern. If you are reading this note, I can assume I have died or become incapacitated before I had the courage to complete my final mission. You will find about 20 gallons of gas in the shed behind this cabin. Pour it into the septic tank beside the cabin and ignite it. You'd be happier if you didn't look inside. Please make sure that the remains are kept from my children. I am so sorry. God, please forgive me. Clyde Bowman. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
What was in the locker that I opened?
we'll get back to that.
Damn
They're
it.
made of what?
Fine.
Okay.
That's why I opened it at the same time, Rob.
Same time, Rob.
Damn it.
The team of Tidings, Taxi, and Tango are approaching the dugout portion of the lands, and you find a hatch for a septic tank.
We should look inside.
Fuck off! Oh God!
That sounds like a really shitty idea.
Shitty.
Well, and that's why. Well, actually, Tango,
Yeah.
this is weird because this septic tank, the hatch should be buried.
Yeah.
And from the way that the earth has been piled around it, it looks like it's been exposed, like left like this for years.
That's not good.
But
is it locked? Or
yes, with a padlock.
Well, that's good.
That's also very weird.
Yeah, but weird and good.
We should probably check in that because that doesn't look normal.
Or we shouldn't.
I wouldn't know. This isn't my area of expertise.
We're looking for strange things hidden here. We find an exposed septic tank that shouldn't be, that has a padlock on it, which means there's probably something hidden in it.
I do find it strange that it's exposed. I do know that much about septic tanks. I leave this to you, Tango. What do you think?
I don't want to touch it yet. If something's in there and we open it up and we don't know how to stop it, we're screwed.
Can I put my ear to the hatch and listen?
Sure, you can.
You're gonna lose your sanity for it.
Rob said that in a way that was like, it's a horrible idea, but you can if you want.
I can do it. You ain't gonna like it.
When we go back to the inside people, I want to use some skills to actually do stuff. I have ideas suddenly and it's too late. It's all too late. It's too late.
You don't hear anything inside. Like there's, like if there was like a wild animal in there or something, it would be moving around. Though, how a wild animal got into the septic tank, shut the door behind it, and then somehow locked the padlock on the outside of the door.
This is my home now.
My creepy brain went to the fact that we don't have any record of him having a grandchild and that weird drawing. That's where my brain went.
That's where my brain went too.
Tawny's
mine
mind is blown.
went way worse.
This is the easiest game I'm going to ever run.
I'm automatically thinking there's a fucking vat of fucking proto matter underneath our feet, and you guys are like, "Let's open it up," and I'm like, "No, it's gonna eat us all."
There's a small child that has been in there for 2 days without attention.
Longer than that. If he hasn't been here in months, and he's also been dead for at least 9 days.
So would
he's been dead for 2 days.
2 days.
Oh, it is 2 days. Okay.
Would our employers want us to be thorough?
Yes.
So we should open it, you're saying?
No.
So no on the thorough part.
No.
So should we get
I'll knock
consensus?
on the septic tank and listen
Boom, boom, boom.
to see if anything.
Are you putting your ear up to it because you aren't going to be able to hear anything coming out of it?
Yeah. I'm gonna put my
okay.
ear up to it. Yeah.
Okay. And we cut to the inside.
Exactly what I didn't want to happen.
Same time, Rob.
Inside the footlocker, you have hit the jackpot. There are files, there are tapes, there are cardboard boxes, there are weapons, there are weird, like, artifacts.
Is there a window in the room that we're in to the outside?
Yeah, it's a bedroom.
I'd like to crack it open and be like, hey guys, we found a bunch of stuff in here.
We found a bunch of stuff out here.
Does she do that right as I scream?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you open up the window and then you hear Tango scream. Tango, go ahead and give me a sanity check here.
All right.
Damn it! I was going to try to analyze the letter.
Yeah, with you.
I
We
mean,
just
I
heard
will,
somebody
but
scream, so I'm sure
that's
we're
why
about
I
to be
said
out
damn
there.
it. That's why I said damn it.
How are
Sorry,
we?
Teaspoon. I keep interrupting your actions.
That's okay.
All right, so sand check is going to be
A percentile roll. You
Yep.
want to roll underneath your sanity, your SAN score.
your current sanity points.
Correct.
I do not
I
have a
got
lot
a
of sanity.
4%.
Okay.
Nice.
You are so tough, Tango.
So that means you're only going to take 1 point of sanity loss as you yelp and come back, and your brain is kind of like you don't like immediately after that happens. You're immediately like, I couldn't have heard that. That was just me freaking myself out, right? Like that was like one of these two assholes did that. Like Taxi probably did it.
Methane in the tank, not completely sealed because it was open. Joe gurgling.
Like your brain is rapidly scrolling through obvious excuses.
Yeah.
So when you hear Tango yelp out a scream, do you two go running?
Yeah. I definitely call out, we'll be right there. And
I immediately draw my Sig Sauer P226, which is the standard sidearm of an FBI agent.
Okay.
Which
No
I
PPK?
Googled just now.
Thank you for Googling that for us. We appreciate it. So Trip and Teaspoon come out as you yelp and jump back.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Is everything
Nothing.
okay?
There was not. No, there wasn't voices. There was nothing.
you found the septic tank.
What?
You found
This
the
letter
septic tank.
here says we should pour gasoline down there and blow it up. But give me a minute. I want to let me just read into this a little further.
And we found a bunch of documents inside too, so we might be able to find out more before we do any steps. I check in on Tango though, because she looks freaked out. So
Right.
I'm going to try to help her calm down.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. There was it was just noise from the gases and everything. They move around, and sometimes it sounds like somebody saying help. And
take a breath.
Okay. Teaspoon. I'm sorry.
A piece of chocolate if you want it. Do you want some chocolate?
I do like chocolate.
Okay, I gave her like a little Hershey kiss.
Teaspoon, what? Like, I like that that's probably what you do for kids. You're like, okay, do you want a sucker? Here's a sucker. Teaspoon.
Yes.
What? So what are you doing with the letter?
So I want to just take a minute and analyze like the word choice. Like, is it handwritten? If so, I can analyze the handwriting and like that kind of thing, and just get an idea of his state of mind when he wrote it. Like what maybe some of the undercurrents.
Go ahead and give me a humant. Your humant is 90, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Don't even roll.
Because I rolled 2.
Okay, that's great.
I wasted it too.
You did.
At least you didn't get doubles.
That's true.
Well, no, that would have been a critical success.
Then it's a critical success.
She would have gotten a 22. That would have been a critical success. Anyway.
Yeah.
State of mind. Regret. this is the one dangling string out of his life that he left. But also you get a sense that he feels like he made a terrible mistake. Like, not just, I didn't do this thing, but I did this thing and I couldn't fix it. Boom! Boom!
Is it coming from the septic tank? I back everybody up.
You see the door, or you see something hitting the door, and the padlock rattling up as something hits it.
It seems really strong, one assumes.
Oh god! Whew.
They aren't very tall.
Brad just walked in the room.
Hi, Brad.
You don't know if it's strong, but just because of the hollow nature of the septic tank, the acoustics are great, man. It echoed when whatever is inside this thing hit the door.
So, Teaspoon, I will pose the same question to you as I posed to Tango. How thorough do our employers expect us to be?
I mean, I'm gonna assume incredibly.
So, do we open this septic tank?
I would recommend that we try to find out what's there first.
Perhaps we can dig into the files in the footlocker that Trip found.
He told us to burn it, but if that thing can reach the door, it wouldn't make sense for us to open the hatch in order to do that.
But if we walk away from it, it might calm down.
I mean, we could probably give it some space right now. It can probably hear us talking.
It could be a person that needs our help.
That's definitely a person.
We should remember what organization we're in and the kind of things that we can come up against.
It's just
because it can speak our language doesn't mean
it's just per matter.
That it's what we think it is.
But it doesn't mean that it's not.
Exactly.
I doubt it'll die if we walk away for 30 minutes, if it had the strength to reach up above itself and pound on the door.
Fair enough. I say we dig through those documents in the footlocker first.
I'm not saying don't open it, because we have to take care of whatever's here, but we shouldn't do it blindly.
We did discover...
Back in 30 minutes. Hold on.
If you have to go to the bathroom, it's okay because it's a septic tank.
Just go, man.
Tidings well handled.
Yes, let's retreat a piece back that way.
Was there anything out here that we needed to take a look at, guys, or did you cover everything?
Well,
Unless you want to take a look at the outhouse.
Didn't see anything ourselves.
Oh no. If it's an outhouse and there's a septic tank, they could be connected.
Does the septic tank look like it has any connection points to it?
You'd have to inspect the cabin's plumbing. Are you going to do that?
I don't know if I would have the know-how to actually check that out, actually.
What skill would that be? I don't see plumbing anywhere.
Oh, you don't, huh? Well, you fools!
How about archaeology?
Give me a...
craft mechanical.
Give me a intelligence roll at... Yeah, give me an intelligence roll.
Everybody can?
Yeah.
What are we trying to hit?
So take you know how you have your score and then it's multiplied by 5? Yeah. You're trying to roll underneath your by 5.
Okay. I realize now that I forgot to do some math during my...
That's okay. What is your intelligence score? I can do the math for you right now.
It's 15 times 5, which is 75, because I was doing it as I was talking.
Okay.
Okay, I got 19.
I also got 19. That's creepy.
Oh wait, I was rolling my... I was rolling my sand.
Okay.
I know Tawny's going to want me to do that.
Okay.
Hey, that's a
49.
good one. Okay.
So everybody who passed, it's pretty clear that the septic tank was probably connected to the cabin, but all those pipes have been shut off or
Is it
have been
connected
closed.
to the outhouse though?
No.
Okay.
No, the outhouse is just a legit outhouse.
They put in
Okay.
the outhouse after they disconnected the pipes, probably.
Right.
Okay.
So there's no excuse for me to go check it out. Okay. I'm going to play to game. I'm trying not to meta so hard. Okay.
It's okay. You don't need that clue. It's fine.
Oh, Rob, stop it. My video game completionist mindset is really
I have to click on everything, Rob.
on the edge of a knife right now. I have to read every codex. That's why I can't play Skyrim. I don't have enough time in the day to read all of those books. I just can't.
Like, I know Mass Effect did this a little bit, but I wish that they would have done a thing where, like, you basically had an app, and like anytime you read a book in Skyrim, it would shoot it to your app, so you could just read it on your phone when you're like, in the can or like on the bus or something. Like
That would be so good. That'd be so great.
Maybe when Elder Scrolls 15 or whatever comes out. Anyway.
Oh, you mean Skyrim released on the VR futuristic hologram headset eventually? Because
Skyrim released
on everything.
Skyrim released on the ColecoVision because they just got to do it for every console.
You retreat back to the cabin and the footlocker, and you go through the footlocker, and there is a lot of weird stuff in this footlocker, but nothing that connects to a cabin or Bowman or a septic tank.
This motherfucker.
So there's nothing about... Is there anything else in the cabin that's...
That what?
That has any sort of clue? Like, is there anything in the cupboards? Is there anything underneath the couch? Is there...
Nope.
I mean,
the main two items... or the main item of interest in the cabin was the footlocker, and like...
Not to metagame, because I'm not trying to, but to Ethan's point, could we tell if maybe the outhouse looks newer than the cabin itself? Like more recently built?
Yes. Also...
Are there also flushing toilets in the actual cabin? Like there's regular flushing toilets and then also an outhouse?
There are, but once you look at the toilets, you realize that they are out of order.
Okay.
Like they have not been used, and you realize, oh, they wouldn't be because they're not connected to the septic tank.
Okay.
Also, one of the keys on the key ring is clearly marked padlock.
Mm.
And that is where we will come back to our third act in just a few minutes of Delta Green. We'll see you then to see how our agents handle this strange mystery.
We're fucked.
And welcome back to our third act of our first episode of Delta Green, the T-cell tapes.
Everything's fine.
This is fine.
When we last left our agents, they had discovered that there is something locked inside of a septic tank, half buried on the property of the former Delta Green agent Clyde Bowman.
Because that's not weird at all. Nope. Not at all.
So, what is your plan of action, agents?
Did you tell us what was in the letter?
Yeah, I assume I passed on everything that I learned, including the extreme amounts of regret and the fact that he felt like he had created a problem that he couldn't fix.
I'm going to slowly start marching one by one gas cans closer to the
I'll help
septic
you.
tank.
Okay.
Just slowly, just to prepare while we're deciding.
Whatever action we choose, I'm just going to
You know,
move these things.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put him right there.
I don't know if I feel
I'm-
comfortable
Mhm.
blindly burning
Yeah,
whatever's in
same.
there.
Do you
No,
want to
I-
look it in the face before you burn it? Because I'm
Yes,
sure that'll
yeah.
help.
I
What?
don't
think
even
it
know
would, yeah.
what it is
Are you
at this
serious?
moment.
I think we should double check.
Are you serious?
So I don't believe we should be making any assumptions. And he could have been coming from a place of regret, but we have no way of knowing what the mistake he made was, or if his initial choice was the appropriate one.
And listen,
Considering he did keep all of this Delta Green stuff that he's not supposed to have on his person.
So we burn
and-
all of that too.
okay, but hear me out, because I've seen some things. The regret could be in reference to any number of things. For example, what if he kidnapped a small child and the child is now sitting in that hole unfed for however many days?
But what is it going to want to eat is my question here. We really can't make any assumptions here, guys. So we should be careful.
Oh,
But-
certainly.
Also be prepared, maybe, that we're not going to like what we're going to have to make as our action here.
Can I help you, Tango?
Do you want
Why
another
are we
kiss?
opening it?
We have to open it to get the gas in there.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean we have to look inside.
We don't know what's in there.
It's something scary.
Here, not all of us have to look.
Imagine a world where we lit it on fire,
And
went
then
in
you find
after,
out it's a 6-year-old girl.
and found a small child's corpse.
We don't look at it afterwards either.
We have to clean it up.
Your FBI, are there any missing children in this area?
Can I look that up on VICAP right now?
What is your bureaucracy?
70.
There are there's no Amber Alerts or anything like that, or anything like. I mean, you'd have to do
Right.
you'd have to do a deeper search for like
I have an answer for
like
this.
100% clarity, but like anything.
I have an answer for this.
Yeah.
There's a very small percentage of kidnappers who will keep their victim in the area from which they kidnap them. That's all there is to that. After the first 48 hours, anyhow.
Here, Tango, you don't have to look. We're not going to make you look. But if it is a kid, and we're pretty sure that it's actually a kid, we're going to have to take steps to try to figure out what to do next, and that might not be set it on fire when it's still alive.
If you want, you can wait in the outhouse.
Fine.
Okay.
However,
How-
I agree. Let's keep the gasoline here just in case we need a quick...
We want it within throwing distance,
Yes.
not go over to the shed and area. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming, do you wait until you are able to all schlep every gas can over, or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Be prepared.
who is going to person the door here?
I think we should start with acknowledgement of our intent.
Yeah, and I probably should be the one in case it's something injured and I have to
Okay.
figure out what the injury is.
Tidings and
Somebody should
I.
do it with me,
Poor
though.
Trip is like, oh, this
Okay,
is not
okay.
it.
Tidings and I will get our firearms.
Do not want.
Tidings and I will prepare our firearms and be at the ready just in case. When you open the thing, judgment calls will be made.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Answer.
Yeah.
If we open it, are we then waiting for it to come up? Or
I can look and see. I can look and determine. I'm assuming we're not directly next to it as we're talking about this.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, assume the base competency that you are not within earshot of whatever the weird thing in the
Yeah.
septic tank is. Like,
So in emergency situations, we always ask the person being rescued to vacate the premises of where we're opening the door so we can gauge the situation before any further procedures then go through.
It's not a person, it's podling.
Potentially. So I'm going to ask it to move back, and I'm going to make sure I have a flashlight so we can shine it down there and see what's going on.
And I would say Taxi and Tango, y'all both be prepared with gas and a Zippo or whatever, a road flare, something.
Yeah.
To be able to set this off if we need to.
Is there an immediate plan for if we open it and it isn't moved back?
I'll have a shovel.
I kind
and
of
I'll be
feel
in
like
the shed.
Yeah, there is probably something in the shed that we can use to poke it down.
Well, I assumed that the plan of it does not move back is the fact that Tidings and Teaspoon are going to be drawn.
Shooting.
Like that
Yeah.
seems like that seems your plan B, and B stands for blam 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 blam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am frankly honored by the fact that you guys actually have whittled down a plan as opposed to the usual like 10 minutes of. But
Rob,
what
this
if
game
we?
is much more serious.
But what if we got a hot air balloon, you guys? So
I was actually thinking about suggesting we see if we can get in,
What if we
massive helicopter in here to airlift.
airlifted? Yeah.
We're not supposed to bring in other agencies.
right.
Tidings.
Okay, Trip. You've got the key. You've got the padlock.
If it's
I've got the
proto-matter,
gas.
you all owe me dinner.
Never agreed
Hello
to that.
in there.
Click.
Hello in there. I'm just letting you know we're.
Are you opening the hatch fully, or are you opening it up
talking
just
first. She's
to
talking
talk
first,
through it?
yeah.
I'm talking first. Yeah.
You. Okay, so
We've already done. Are you thinking we've already done the move away? We're nearby? Okay.
Tidings and Teaspoon are set with pistols drawn. Tango and Taxi, I believe, are set with Molotov 101 here, just as Plan C. And you are there at the threshold. You have not opened the door yet.
And I've already told it to move back and all that stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm doing that before I even unlock the lock. That's not happening before I unlock the lock.
You have to be really careful because Rob is like Satan from Bedazzled. Where it's
I
like,
know.
you weren't specific enough.
I'm writing this contract very specifically.
By the way, Jordan, which hand are you using when you touch the lock?
My
Just
least
curious.
favorite one.
Which is
My left hand.
okay. I just wanted to know.
I don't like that question.
I'd just like to say I was against opening it at all.
I know, you're right. You're probably going to be right,
How
Tango.
would we get gasoline in there without opening it?
Very
That's also-
carefully.
I just feel like
We could have
funnel?
punctured it. Honestly, we could have punctured it. But I'm not saying that because I don't want to give people a response.
Okay. So you get to the. So you get to the door, and what are you saying?
Hi in there. Just relax. We're gonna try to get this open.
Help me!
Can you move away from the door?
I'll try.
Okay. Are you away from the door now?
It's fucking alien, man.
Hi. I'm far from the door. I can't. Are you
Okay.
here to help? Help me! I
Okay.
don't know how long I've been in here.
can I
Be
use
careful,
my alertness
I'm-
to check to see if their voice actually does sound farther away from the door?
I was thinking the same thing.
What is your alertness, Taxi?
60.
Anybody? You and Tidings both are like, yes. It sounds like whatever's in there has moved away from the door.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Make sure you close your eyes because I'm going to have to shine a light down there so we can make sure we don't injure you when we try to get you out, okay? So keep your eyes closed. It's been dark in there for a long time. I don't want to hurt your eyes.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
And I
Humans can only last for 3 days without clean water.
undo the lock and I first keep it pushed down as I remove the padlock and set it to the side. Get my flashlight on and ready. Say, just make sure your eyes are closed. And I start to lift and immediately get the light in there to make sure the hatch door is clear.
And a few feet back, your flashlight brushes past a human hand.
Human-like.
Swollen
Humanoid.
and a head tilting away from the brightness of your light.
Okay, be careful. I'm going to put some water down there so you can have a drink while we make sure everything's okay.
No more water, please.
No more water?
I've been stuck in here with water. I don't know how long.
It's a fucking mermaid.
The longer you look at the figure in your flashlight beam, you realize that it's not child-sized. It is adult, probably female.
Is it his wife? Oh my god. Do you have a name? What's your name?
Marlene?
It is his wife. That's her name.
Marlene?
Yes, it is.
How do we know that?
Okay.
It was in the
PowerPoint at the start.
Oh.
Thought there wasn't going to be a test.
Yeah. I was suspicious. I
also wrote it down.
I put a note next to her. I put deceased ? Okay, Marlene. Okay. Just we're going to make sure to help you, okay?
Okay. Is Clyde with you?
He's not. He's not here right now.
Oh, good.
What happened? Can you tell me what happened?
He's
Can I analyze
He
this?
did something awful. Some sort of weird pagan prayer. I don't know. And then he locked me down here.
Are your eyes still hurting, Marlene?
Yes, it's so bright. It's so bright.
Is she blocking her face from us looking?
Well, yeah. You just see, like, you can see her mouth kind of moving, but because she's backed away from the opening and you're flat shining a light down there, she is definitely in a golem's face right here.
Okay. I'm going to let you guys do any actions you want to take, and then I want to try to do a check to see if I can see any injuries on her besides probably malnourishment or whatever.
Ask if she can move her hand from her face to make sure that her face is okay.
Yeah. I'll make sure
while keeping
to.
her eyes closed.
Yeah.
I'm going to slowly set up multiple Molotovs.
La 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 la.
Yeah, I figured I'm just holding two gas
Right.
cans in either hand.
I'm just waiting.
I would like to just kind of analyze the situation, like figure out, does she sound sincere? Does she sound...
You would have to go closer to the opening to do that.
Okay.
Like, you can't, like,
I keep my gun out. It's not
back
trained
off.
on her, but it is like it's at the ready. I don't have
So
it pointed at her.
Is the safety on or off?
Safety is on.
Okay.
Still.
And you've got tidings backing you up.
So you've got your gun out,
I should have the safety off.
I'm not going to say
Jordan
anything.
thinks I should have the safety off.
I mean, there's the thing called trigger discipline. That's up to you, man.
Yeah.
Mine's
Whatever.
So,
I
well,
mean,
but
yeah,
like,
okay.
like,
So
like
the
I'm
safety
just,
is off, but I don't have it trained at her. I have it off to the side a little bit and just kind of ready to.
So I'm assuming, like, okay, so if my computer space is the hole, like if this is your gun hand, I'm assuming you're kind of like, hey, buddy, what's going on? And you don't.
No. I have both hands.
Oh, you
on
want
the
you
gun,
want her to know
and
that you're
I'm-
armed?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
no.
I've made a lot of talk and discussion about making sure we present
Okay,
a
okay.
calm.
All right. I don't hide the gun behind my back, certainly, but I definitely like bring it down far enough that I can hide it behind like
Okay.
the doors
Okay.
of the septic tank that we popped open or whatever
Right.
the hell.
Okay,
Basically
Marlene. Okay, go ahead, Rob.
Well, so no, you go ahead. Like
Okay.
she's still.
Okay, Marlene. My name is Donna. My friend, you can call her T. She's right here right now. She's going to step into view 2, just so you know. Can you please put your hand down? I need to make sure to see as much of you as possible, so we make sure we don't hurt you.
It's so bright.
I know. We're gonna make sure that it doesn't hit you, though. Okay?
Okay.
Trying to make sure everything's good. Just keep your eyes closed. That should help.
She pulls her hand away, and you see that the side of her face is just bloated, like she's been laying in water for weeks. Like you've seen this kind of lividity on like bodies that have been fished out of the.
So corpses.
Yeah.
Not
Go ahead and give me a
necessarily.
sanity roll. By the way,
Yep.
as long as we're here, why don't you go ahead and give me a sanity roll?
I was expecting that. Okay. I'm going to use the gold die just to give a little bit of
Okay.
shine to this horrible situation. Cool. I got a 23. That's below my 60.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That means that you lose 1 point of sanity.
59.
Okay. Teaspoon, since you're moving closer, I'm assuming you're also looking at Marlene.
Yeah, probably.
Go ahead and give me a sanity roll.
Nice. I rolled a 43 on my 60.
Okay, so go ahead and take 1.
But now you get to do your cool little sincerity check.
Yeah.
So okay, so she pulls her hand away. Well, why are you here?
Sweetie, we're here. I'm sorry to tell you, but your husband has passed. And we're here to check in. And I'm trying to like break the news as easily as I can
Well,
and just like right.
Clyde is dead?
Yes.
He
and
passed away.
Oh god, is she ripping off her face?
She's like, just her hand is moving across her own face. He left me here?
It was a sudden heart attack. He had no choice. How did you get down here? Did he put you down here?
He did. He did the weird prayer, and then he said we didn't have to go to the hospital anymore. And he did the weird prayer, and
brought her back to life.
And then I woke up here, and I called for him.
Rob, can we hear this outside of the tank?
You got to be up
All
in
right.
the.
No, that's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine being away. I just
You
had
want to see the show? You got to pay the lady. All right.
No. I was gonna have a reaction if I was able to hear that, but since I can't hear it, I have nothing to say.
I think I lean towards Trip and I say, I think I understand what's going on.
Can I verify that she
Teaspoon.
looks like a corpse?
Well, so Teaspoon,
Yes.
the mannerisms that she's using as she's talking are so weird. But if she's been stuck in here,
Distressed.
it like obviously.
But like Teaspoon has obviously seen things like this, situations where people have been held hostage for long periods of time and etc. So there's still some level of.
And there's this weird disconnect between her speech and her face
Like it's not fully
facial expressions.
attached or something.
But you're also getting a feeling that she's not as pathetic as she's playing. Like there's something about this that you're still a little put off, that like, you know, you're like, you're not going to take this stray puppy home and like turn her over to Delta Green like that. Like you have a feeling that she might just be waiting to make a move.
Right. Okay. I think I immediately lean over to Trip and I lower my voice in the hopes that she won't be able to hear it. Trip, something's not right here. I think she's waiting to pounce at us, and I don't feel good about it. I don't like it. Her face is not.
Her hand shoots up.
And
I slam the hatch.
No, it doesn't. Wait.
Okay.
Pause.
Towards us.
Let me rewind here. Not like I'm gonna grab you.
Oh, okay.
Because like to get into the septic tank, you would need to reach down to get her. Like she can't just grab you and pull you in or anything like that. But her hand does shoot up suddenly. Like, can you get me out?
We're trying to assess the situation, Marlene. Can you tell me?
Assess?
It's a very far
I've been here forever.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We have someone looking for a ladder, sweetheart.
I know.
I'm so cold.
I'm going to take my jacket off and drop it down. Like, here, wrap yourself in that. It's dry. Hopefully that'll help keep the chill while we try to get this figured out safely so we can help you, okay?
She doesn't even wrap herself in the jacket. She just kind of bunches it up like in front of her like a teddy bear.
Rob? I would
you're
like
out.
What?
Tawny was out. I saw her mouthing something.
Test?
Yep, you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I was just talking too quietly.
Okay.
Rob?
Yeah, like everyone is like, let's whisper around the zombie, guys, okay?
Hearing what they're saying and saying that they're looking for a ladder, I would like to be Captain Asshole, go find a ladder, and fucking break it.
Okay.
Please.
I thought you were going to like throw it down the hole.
No, I would like, oh my god.
I'll throw down the ladder, but I'm aiming for her head. Yeah, there's a ladder in the shed area, and you start
break it.
whacking at it because it's like an aluminum ladder, but like you're just whack
down the septic tank. Here's
ping, ping. Trip, I'm sorry, we got to end this. It ain't natural.
Okay, 1 second, okay, Marlene. I'm gonna drop a light down there for you, and I break a glow stick and drop it down, and I say, we're gonna be right back, okay? We're just gonna make sure that we can get something to get you up here, okay? We're gonna be right back.
Okay.
Are you feeling good? Is there anywhere in particular that hurts you right now?
I'm cold everywhere.
Okay, we're gonna be right back.
And she like, as you're shutting the thing, you see her like just staring at the glow stick, and then she looks up at you as you shut it with a very sad, like, "You'll be back, right?" face. As
yes, we'll be back. Yeah.
I him like, Trip,
close the padlock again.
Trip, that is a walking corpse.
You know, if she's cold, we can warm her up real quick.
Those are not human characteristics. That is not how a human behaves. That is not normal. It's not normal.
The marks on her body are very reminiscent of a post-mortem, not pre-mortem. Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like he did some sort of ritual in order to either try to heal her and it instead just animated her, or...
And now we have to clean up his mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Ping! Ping!
Yeah, that ladder looks like it just came fresh out of WrestleMania at this point.
Hey, Tango, I just want to point out for you real quick, that was a lie. I lied when I said we were finding a ladder.
Well, I'm just making damn sure.
So, okay.
I don't want
Fair
one of you
enough.
a-holes go soft on me and be like, oh, I love the zombie. Blah, blah, blah.
We can save her with another ritual. No.
If she's a zombie and we have to burn her, the best choice might be to make 2 punctures in the septic tank and pour gasoline into one of them. And then a match.
Yep.
That way we have outflowing air.
That was not a living human.
All right, then. I guess we do what we were hired to do.
Is a human the body or the mind, though?
If her heart's not beating and he locked her down there, there was probably a reason for that besides just trying to hide what he did.
And I'm telling you, the mind is no longer there neither.
Ugh. Was I pretty confident that she was basically a zombie, Rob? With the
what is your
medical markers?
What is your medicine skill?
My medicine is... it's somewhere right here. It's 60. And I have a first aid of 80 and a forensics of 60.
So there's no way. Like you from what you saw in that tank was a misshapen nude woman in her 50s that had torn out most of her hair, and her feet and her lower legs were swollen from frequent immersion in water, and that she should have long been dead. Like,
okay.
But beyond the fact that, if she died how many years ago, that she still has like flesh on her body.
Mm-hmm.
She's starting to look like the lady from The Shining in the bathroom.
Yeah, like that's actually a 18 years. There's no way that she lives being locked up in this thing for 18 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That sounds about right. Okay. Is there anything we can use here to puncture the tank?
I'm sure screwdriver and a hammer.
Yeah. I'm just worried about getting the gasoline down there without just it running over the side of the tank. She's going to be very upset when she either smells it or
if she's
it's already padlocked again.
Yeah.
If she's playing up the distress, as Teaspoon says, she will know very quickly what we are doing.
She was ready to jump at us as soon as she got a chance.
Yeah.
Then we pour in the gas at a different point in the tank.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cylindrical tank. If we have 2 points, then there's airflow out, so we can just go with the gas.
Another point of order is that you will get more gas in faster if you all pour through the hatch as opposed to cobbling out a...
But do we think she'll be able to leap out of the hatch is the question.
Considering she was banging on it and making the padlock jump.
I'm willing to take our time.
I'm willing to be careful about this.
So does that mean, if you're willing to take your time, that means that by the time that you have finished pouring all of the gasoline the slow way, it will be dark.
It'll be ambient when it's on fire and it glows red.
Glowing and nice. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you want to do it fast, you need to do it through the hatch. If you want to do it slow, that's going to take you the better part of the evening.
What do you all think in terms of speed?
Here's an idea. If we want to go fast, we open up the thing, Teaspoon and Tidings, double tap her, disable her so we can pour in the gas, shut the damn thing, and light it. Or light it and then shut it. Whatever.
Let's be ready to get in the car and go. So let's get the locker loaded up. Let's get everything wrapped up that we need to, and then do this.
So you want me to drive around the block and get the car all nice and toasty?
We will have
Is
to
he done?
inspect this after it's done burning to make sure
Certainly,
that she's
but just in case,
okay. That's
be
fair.
ready.
Okay, so the plan seems to be you're going to pack up the foot locker. You're going to carve out some entry points so that you don't have to open the hatch. You're going to pour in gasoline through those entry points, and then you're going to set it on fire.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not going to end bad for us either.
I would also like to point out that if we pour a bunch of gas and then light it, it's probably not going to be. It's probably going to be a blast, and not a burn.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Depending on the fumes.
I
yeah,
suppose.
that's why
I mean,
we
if we're
have
doing it the
exit
slow way, the
points,
fumes
though.
will. Yeah. Suppose.
I don't know the physics of that. I'm not a bomb specialist. I'm just a specialist in
I
making
bet
sure people
you
don't die.
an astronaut knows a decent amount about fuel.
That's true.
You know what we could do? Find some styrofoam, put that in the hatch, then pour
Okay.
the gasoline in.
Okay. I don't want to necessarily worry about the specifics of like the actual fire bit. I just wanted to know if you're going to do
Okay.
it quickly or if you're doing it slowly. It seems like
Then
slowly
slow.
is the,
Slow.
the
I don't care about your guys' safety. I just want.
No. Like, I don't want to spell out a plan specifically because like 9 times out of 10 when you do that, there's always somebody in the audience who's like, well, actually, and B, most actual television shows don't want you to talk about things like how do you make a septic tank explode, because then they get a call. And I don't want to get that weird call. So
That's fair.
Do not blow up a septic tank in real life.
And don't
Oh, that
correct
is
us
actually
because we are insecure.
So I do think, however, so who is in charge of actually punching the holes?
I'll
Could
do
we
it.
do it with gunshot?
No. Ricochet. Ricochet.
I
man.
assume that I've, with mechanics and working in space, that I punching a hole into a septic tank is nothing
Right.
to me.
I could do it too.
Yeah, shooting a hole, probably not like, I mean, maybe with your big gun, but that's not like, that seems to be a use the hammer to get the square peg into the round hole kind of solution. Like, it's going to be safer to actually construct the tiny holes as opposed to just, popping it. So, as you
need you to breathe deep because we don't want these fumes to accumulate.
well, as you are puncturing the holes, Marlene starts asking you what's going on.
Trip doesn't say anything.
Well, she's talking to them because
Okay.
I'm pretending at this point, or I assume at this point, that she doesn't even know that me, Tango, or Tidings are even there.
Right. She's only seen Teaspoon and Trip.
Yeah.
We're
So
going
I'm
to
keeping
burn you,
quiet.
Marlene.
Oh, you're just going straight honest?
Oh, yeah, why not? Your husband did a very bad and horrible thing, and we're fixing that.
What? Why?
Because you're not supposed to be alive right now.
I didn't ask for it.
I know you didn't. And it's not fair.
Why? No,
I know. It's not fair. It's awful.
I knew
I know.
he was just trying to help me.
I know, because you were sick and he loves you. Loved you. But once this is all done, you'll be reunited with him in the afterlife.
You think so?
Oh, of course. I know so. And you'll be living there in the afterlife, and you're not going to be sick, and he's not going to have any heart problems, and you'll sit around in a cabin just like this one and have all the good times that you had with it. And you'll be able to look down at your children and see how absolutely wonderful they're going to grow and see how their lives develop. It's going to be such a peaceful thing, Marlene. If
What
you'd like,
about-
I can make a persuasion roll.
No. And just as Taxi is about to like, you finish your hole, and so you're like, okay, like you've got the gas can ready to pour. Marlene says, "What about the thing inside me?"
What's the thing inside of you?
I don't know its name. I just call it the other.
Okay.
What is it? Is it going to die too?
Yeah, it will.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Can you promise me?
Marlene, I promise. The other that is inside of you will be completely eliminated, and you will never have to worry about it again.
Taxi, do you start pouring?
I'm kind of waiting for like a nod or like ready.
Okay. Tango, do you give you see Taxi waiting there like, is this still
Do it.
Okay.
I get ready to hand him the next one.
I 200% still have my gun at the ready, just in case.
Yep, same.
So Marlene, tell me about your husband. What was your marriage? What was your wedding day like?
I don't remember.
It went by so fast, didn't it?
The other took that memory from me.
Oh no.
It's all slushed together. I don't remember.
What about your children?
I had two.
Yes. Sharon and Michael.
They were sweet children.
Yep, and they love you very much.
Don't tell them about this.
I promise. They won't hear a word of this.
So, I'm assuming you're continuing to talk to her as basically like, I'm assuming you're basically like, come, let me tell me about your life. Don't pay attention to the gasoline smell.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. What is your persuade? Do you have persuade?
Yes.
What is your persuade at?
60?
Yeah, I think you're able to basically keep her focused and talking to you while the rest of them pour the stuff. And like, I'm assuming that you are. We can skip ahead to the part where you flick the bic.
Yeah.
So where is everybody when you decide to actually light her up?
I do want to tell her that it's happening. Like, Marlene, where I've been talking to you to get you through all of this, but now we're going to light the match, okay?
I think I'm standing back about 15.
You're a liar.
Light it.
I'm standing back about 15 meters with my gun trained on the...
I just and
You're a liar.
I drop in the.
You're a liar. You're going to burn up this poor bitch, and I'm going to live. I'm going to live, and I'm going to find you. And I'm going to fill you so full of lies, you're going to explode.
Burn it with fire.
as you see the earth and the tank shake as massive blows hit and bounce inside the tank, and liar, 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 smash, 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 and then nothing.
I just whisper back at it. You can't fill me with any more lies than the ones that I've already given myself.
I grab a shovel and start putting the dirt back over the tank.
You don't think we should check?
We should check.
After it's burned down, we should definitely check.
Yes.
Right.
Do we wait out here until that's done in the dark?
Yeah, time finally like burns out. It's probably like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Did
I
we
would-
pack a cooler?
I would check in the morning.
Do we
So
stay?
you're going to sleep here?
Yeah, I'm
could
like, do we
escape.
stay here and then check in the morning, or
I
mean,
think we should sleep in the
nice.
car.
Do we want to take watch order like
I'll
a
take
certain
Yeah.
other game that we never play?
that we don't play on this thing?
I'll take
Okay.
first.
Okay.
I mean, it's burned up pretty late into the night. I'd say we could probably, it's only like another, 5 hours until sunrise anyways.
yeah?
I'm definitely not sleeping. So,
Oh, good. That means I get to look up the exhaustion rules.
oh, great.
I did that on purpose, Rob. Thank you.
Yay.
Okay.
I hand out candy to help keep us all chill. Half of my duffel bag is
Caffeine.
treats and
they all-
candy.
Are they all CBD?
Do you have caffeine pills?
I
CBD would
do.
put you to sleep.
I have caffeine pills, but I don't hand them out. I try not to deal those out. If we could have had a carafe of coffee instead. You can overdose on those.
So anybody who is staying up, go ahead and roll a D6 for me. Anybody who is falling asleep does not have to do this.
Sleeping.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm passing out. That was a lot of talking.
I got a 1.
That is how many willpower points you lose staying up.
Okay.
Not bad. I'll take that. Except for Ethan. That sucked for you. I'm sorry.
Well, I feel like it makes sense for Tidings because I think there's a part of Tidings that's like, I am the only person out of this group that is trained for shit.
Mhm.
And
That's why I was
And-
staying up no matter what.
right, and it is my ass if this thing gets out and eats these people.
Yeah.
I have to stay up. Oh shit!
And I feel like I've slept in the cold silence of space. so
Right,
falling
like you're
asleep
like,
next- yeah, this
you're like
is-
somebody wake up Hicks. Like yeah, whatever.
Dude, I sleep in archaeology digs all the time, so I'm like, man, whatever.
I feel like Teaspoon just doesn't sleep often in the first place. So
Well, I also wonder if there's a part of you that's like, I've never had to analyze the behavior of
a corpse.
a dead
walking
person
corpse.
before. That's a thing.
Trip's like,
Um,
whatever. I fucking pull 24-hour shifts of a paramedic.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm you guys sleep? You guys sleep when you're on the job?
Why would you do
That's
that?
weird.
Okay, so I do have to ask, does anybody think, put your thumbs up or thumbs down. If you put your thumbs up, you think that Marlene was a poor innocent that was caught up in all this thing. If you think that what was in there was something worse than that, put your thumbs down.
What if we think there's 2 things in there?
Right.
Yes.
Well, that's
But-
probably the worst then.
Okay, because I definitely think that I feel like she was innocent, but what was inside her, the other.
Flash what was done to her.
Yeah.
Okay. So, everybody give me a sanity check.
Okay.
I don't need no sanity.
Woohoo! 21 on my 59.
Wow.
Jordan is making the... Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh no.
I rolled an 89.
See, this is why...
I rolled an 85. So
Yeah,
This
we're
is-
like on the same level today, Tech.
This is why people are like, well, you guys don't do like dice bots. Like, how do you know that they're not cheating? I'm like, look at their faces when they roll. Like,
Yeah.
this group is not a group that's gonna like stone face and be like, I have succeeded. So
Yeah, we don't exactly have poker faces.
I rolled all of my dice at the same time and just picked the ones that I want. That's not how you guys play. No.
You're an awful
All right.
lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm rolling 2d6. Jordan, are you choosing the one on the left or the right?
Oh boy.
Left, because that's the hand that I put
All
in
right.
danger earlier.
You are losing 5 points of sanity.
Okay.
Tony, you are
Uh-huh.
losing 6 points of sanity.
Oh, dang.
Cha cha cha. 1 more point than Tony. Wait, Tony, you also had the 1 minus sanity earlier too. Oh no, that was
No.
That was
Sarah.
me.
That was Sarah.
Well,
Okay.
you also lost one too because you actually went up to the thing.
I did, yeah. I just thought that was also Tony, so we would have been sort
So,
of similar.
Tony-
So you lost overall as many sanity as I lost.
So who
So Tony, I think you actually you wake up like because you were having a nightmare
Mm-hmm.
about your mission.
Okay.
The one that you went on that brought you into this, and you turned to look at your co-pilot, and even though you didn't see what Marlene looked like, you see her in the co-pilot seat, and she just turns and looks at you, and that's
And
what wakes you up.
I can make it worse if you want.
Sure.
My space capsule turns into a septic tank and we burn in flames.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, that's good. That's
Ground
good.
control.
All right.
Good job, Tony. Good job.
Good night, everybody. I'm clearly not needed here. Thanks, Tony. So yeah, in the morning.
Oh my God, you're Major Tom. You asshole.
What do you think I named myself Thomas for?
You asshole.
In the morning.
make sure you can see my eyes when I'm doing this to you, Tony.
In the morning.
Wait, does everybody who made the sand roll, do they still lose 1?
You lose 1, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
In the morning, it's quiet. You hear birds. There's a loon on the lake. The fire has burned out. Who's going to check?
I'll open it if somebody else has got their guns on it.
I totally
And I'll-
would have if Jordan didn't screw me with her total by chance screwing.
I'm gonna shine the flashlight in there, unless Tidings, you want to do it on top of the gun. I don't know. I think you would prefer both hands.
Yeah, probably.
And
Okay,
I'll stay back about 15 meters or so. And just be at the ready.
Okay.
I'll
I guess we got
I'll
a
break
ladder so
a.
we can go in and check.
Well, you don't need to, because when you open the lid after the sooty smoke kind of billows out that was left in the septic tank, the charred remains of Marlene Bowman float into the brush of your light. And that is where we will end our exploration of Delta Green. We'll be back in 10 minutes for our home front segment, where the agents get to spend some time away from the horrors of the conspiracy and hopefully keep their lives together. So join us then, won't you? We'll be back in just a few minutes. And welcome back to our home front segment of Delta Green. Our show is normally structured in 3 acts, and we're going to keep that structure for this show. But this version of Delta Green in particular wants to show the ongoing effects of what it's like to be a member of this conspiracy and how it affects your home life. It was implicit in earlier editions of the game, but they made it explicit in this one. And that's one of the things that I really like about this version of the rules, because our group in particular, I think, has really likes to play up the more dramatic side of these things and not just we're investigating. Like we had a ton of creepy fun. It's like running a game like this with both Tawny and Sarah in it is always a blast for me because they're very reactive players, and it's great to get the reactions, and even watching Jordan's reaction to some of this stuff has been like, you've also been very reactive today. Though, as we found out during the break, the true horror of tonight's episode was going through a PowerPoint presentation. So
You already started me off with an amped up sense of horror, Rob. That probably contributed greatly. And since you mentioned that's going to be an ongoing theme.
she's like, I should have put that in my consent form. No PowerPoint presentations. I need to revise that, please. Thank you very much.
If anything can make you think of Office Space, I'm triggered. I can't do it.
Well,
somebody's got a case of the Wednesdays.
That's and we talked about this during the break, where I that's one of the reasons why I made that choice, because I feel like that's such a great, banal, boring opening. And then slowly but surely we turn up the heat in the spooky pot until we're boiling at the end, and we've got a poor undead lady locked in a septic tank.
I think you mean demon in a fleshy body.
Well,
Her
whatever.
name was Marlene.
So,
Every single time you said next slide, please, just type it a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little
Okay.
more.
See, I fell asleep a little bit more. I was like,
So I do want to shout out to, where is the things? This case is called Last Things Last, and it is written by Brett Kramer and Shane Ivey, and it is available as part of the Need to Know packet that you can get from our friends at ArcDream. As a matter of fact, it's actually, if you get the PDF, this is their sort of like quick play thing. I believe the PDF is pay what you want, or it's very cheap, and I highly recommend it because it is quite possibly one of my favorite beginning cases ever, because it really nails the different themes of Delta Green, both not just the investigative horror, but also the sort of government bureaucracy gray face element to it. So I highly recommend it. I'm going to be running through a few different adventures as we play this game, and we'll call out those published adventures when we do them, because they're very excellent. And if you are a member of our Patreon, you can get access to the PowerPoint slides that we produce for the opening briefings of each case, so you can use them at home as well. So if you want to kick us a little money and subscribe to the Patreon, that's an exclusive reward for our backers. Before we get into Homefront, I also did want to remind the players that one major difference between this game and Call of Cthulhu is that every character has bonds, which represent the relationships that they have with people who are not involved in the conspiracy. The main advantage of having a bond is that instead of losing personal sanity when you witness the horrors of the unnatural, you can choose to project that loss onto one of your bonds to reflect how instead you are closing yourself off from humanity in the process of battling these creatures. I wanted to throw that out there because both Donna and Thomas suffered pretty major sanity losses at the end there. So if they wanted to choose to project those losses, they certainly could, or because it's early and this is the first episode, they're fine with just sucking it up and taking it.
The hubris. It's the hubris.
Okay. So is that what you guys are doing? You're going to take it directly to your sanity?
Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right. So now we go to the home segment, and this reflects the time spent away from being a part of Delta Green and what you do with it. And there are a variety of ways that you can choose to spend your off hours. Do I want to list them? We'll list them in this first episode, and then we can just sort of have you choose them. So, one of the things you can do is fulfill responsibilities, which means that you spend time with the people that you have these bonds with, and you strengthen those bonds because you're hanging out with them. You can go back to nature, where you basically are like, I'm effing off for a weekend where it's just going to be me and doing what I like to do. And that's going to gain that's a good way to gain sanity back. You can establish a new bond, which means that you can spend time fixing a specific issue that has happened, or taking time out to reach out to somebody maybe you came across during during a case. You can go to therapy, which means that you talk about your experiences, and talking about this stuff does help. You can improve a skill or a stat, which means that you spend time training and getting better at the stuff that you do. You can involve your personal motivation, which you figure out if this is why you are part of Delta Green, you go out and you reaffirm that by spending time with your motivations. You can also stay on the case, which means that you can spend nights poring over old case files and things like that. And that we'll get back to that one in a second. The last one that they can do is study the unnatural, which means that let's say they found, I don't know, a footlocker full of old Delta Green crap. They can look at the cursed tomes and old case reports in that out of that footlocker and gain knowledge in the unnatural. Now, I mentioned stay on the case as a different thing, because if players choose to stay on the case, that means that if they're successful in this pursuit, they will find a case within the materials they have. In this case, Clyde Bowman's footlocker, that they can choose to go on, versus me throwing a case at them that they have no idea that they're going into. So it kind of gives them a choice, and that's something that I think that that's another thing that maybe we can talk about with the Patreons is, okay, guys, we found this thing. Should we chase after it, or should we let Delta Green call us with a thing? So, that's something else to consider. All right. Now that we've gone through those, who would like to go first to do their home front scene? Okay. Tango, tell me what you're doing.
I'm going to fulfill responsibilities and spend a day hanging out with my sister. So, shopping and having a nice lunch, and then coming back to either one of our houses and watching Disney movies and awful rom-coms and maybe a horror movie at the end, and having lots of ice cream.
Okay. So what that means is, so go ahead and roll a sanity test.
Oh no. I did not make it.
You did not make it? Okay.
Did not make it.
Okay. But you did not roll doubles.
No. I
Okay.
just rolled 72.
Okay. All right. So, what I think you and your sister have a thing where when you do movie nights, you each pick a movie that you know that the other person is going to hate, and you basically force each other to hate watch one movie, but also really like a different movie.
I feel like this is exactly what could happen between me and my sister.
So I think she chooses. What does she choose? Well, what do you choose for her?
I think for her, I choose Hostel.
Oof.
Oh man. Okay. So I think she has to go the other way. I think she chooses something like Pocahontas.
Princess Diaries.
Ooh.
Fern Gully 2.
Oh, Ferngully 2. What is wrong with you? No.
That sounds perfect to me.
Absolutely. That's
That's
absolutely
it.
what
Yeah,
you,
okay.
yeah.
Ferngully 2 then. Yeah.
Well, because I think, I think she definitely gives you crap about oh, so are you, when you hug the tree, do you, is it like an A-frame hug, or is it do you grab its butt a little bit?
Do you like hump it a little bit, huh?
Yeah,
Like
a little
action
little
there?
hump, little tree hump,
Just a little tree hump. The
she-
scissor into the branches.
are you, what, so that makes me think that she might be married and you're not. So I think maybe she also kind of gives you a little oh yes, your relationship with the trees,
Oh yeah, because I'm sure my ex-husband was like, you spent too much time in your career.
Right.
First you were a cop, now you're this archaeologist for the National Park Service. When is it going to be my time? I want to have kids.
Are you? And so she's like, so tell me, what mythology is Fern Gully 2 based on? Is that is it like some kind of ancient Navajo myth, or what?
No, it's it's sort of an Aztec type of thing where there's the representation of the sacrifice. Yeah.
I was just giving you shit. I didn't think that this is actually based on anything.
Oh, I mean, it's not officially. I just might have thought about that question a lot. What?
Well, no.
Is that not normal? Am I weird?
No, you are. Yes, you are very weird.
Oh.
I was just expecting you to make fun of the movie with me, and here you are giving me a dissertation on the Aztec symbolism of Fern Gully 2. I had to buy this on VHS. Come on.
You bought it on VHS.
It was $2, but
But how much did you spend on the VHS player?
cut to who's next?
I'll go. So I think what happens is I think immediately after the mission, he gets home, yells for his wife. Her name's Jody, and I think he just goes, Jody, and she probably pops out of her room yeah, what is it? And I think he just beelines for her and gives her a huge hug because of what he just yeah.
And she's shocked, but she does give it back. And are you okay? What happened?
I'm okay now. I'm here with you. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't tell you about it. But I'm just so happy to see you.
You haven't acted this way since. And I don't like to bring it up, but since the flight, is it something connected to that?
No, it's not. But it's not far off. It's just, I guess, part of the job that I wasn't expecting.
Well, I mean, you were expecting to like have sex with like green alien women, right? Like that's what all astronauts are.
Of course, you know me so well.
Well,
That's my free pass.
Well, you're just mad because the one time you asked me to do it, I said no.
Right.
And then you were like, ha ha ha, I was only kidding. But Tom, I know you weren't kidding.
Right again. I haven't given up. I will convince you that it's a wonderful idea.
All right, just go. I was in the middle of cooking dinner. Can you just go put on your weird Captain Picard gimp suit and then come back in like an hour when dinner's ready?
I can.
Are you a red shirt?
I do have the green body paint ready and waiting.
You're so gross. And she playfully swats you.
No.
Yes.
Picard's gimp suit has to be in the alternate timeline when he's only a lieutenant. Boom.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there you were fulfilling responsibility as far as okay. So go ahead and give me a sanity check.
Okay. I'm assuming I'm rolling under my current.
Yep.
Okay. And I did it.
Okay. Good. Who's next?
I would like to study the unnatural.
Ooh. Spooky. What are you studying?
Well, in my mind, he was expecting to be fighting weird monsters that were basically just like giant beasts you can shoot.
Okay.
But now that he's seen a zombie and or possession and or something else, he wants to basically have a better idea of how to protect these people.
Okay. Go ahead and give me roll a d4 for me.
Two.
So go ahead and gain 2 points in the unnatural, but choose one of your bonds and lose 2 points from it. Which bond did you choose?
I'm gonna choose my sister.
Okay. So here's what happens. I think you have a standing date with your sister to watch The Walking Dead, and you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So how do you contact her to tell her that, like, what do you say to her to basically be like, I can't do this anymore, I'm sorry? Like, is it by email? Is it by text? And what is your excuse?
It's definitely by text message.
Oh, rude.
The choice of cowards. Yes, go on.
Yep, 100%. Yep. And it basically says, hey, sis, I'm not going to be able to make it to The Walking Dead anymore. Work has gotten me in some stuff, and I would like to try to keep my headspace out of the blood and gore for a while.
3 dots. Does work have you killing zombies? Question mark. Or you just a pussy?
I hunt around for a GIF of a dumb zombie and send that over. I imagine that one of the
sounds like a conversation between me and my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And say, I just fight zombies all day long. It's what I do.
It's not because of is your sister single? Or is she married?
Say married.
Okay. It's not because of Dave's new friend, is it? I know he can be a little much, but you know, you just have to take him in small doses.
No, it shouldn't have any. It has nothing to do with it right now. Maybe in the future, though. We'll see how he ends up after he hangs out a bit more. But.
Well, if you're not coming to our zombie nights, then I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
I'm sure we'll see each other doing something else soon.
I guess. Cut to.
I was gonna do I was gonna save this one for next week, but we've already had 2 fulfill responsibilities already this time around. So I'm gonna do personal motivation. And one of Ellis's personal motivations is to atone for her father's sins.
Okay.
I'm having 2 debates. And I would love y'all's input and tell me which one sounds like better. Either there were a couple of murders that her father committed where the bodies were never found, and she spends her time trying to find them, or she tries to find ways to not keep in contact with, but like follow up on her father's victims and make sure, or the families of her father's victims, and like pay for tuition for a semester.
I like the
the
second
kids,
one.
or like
Comfort the living before finding the dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
that.
part 2.
Okay. So we cut to a graduation party, and there's a young woman who she's fresh out of high school, and there are stacks of gift bags on her on like the table, along with like some food and things like that. And she goes up to one and she starts jumping up and down excitedly. And she's like, Mom, I can't believe it. I can't believe you did that, Mom. And, this woman, the mom, is talking with a couple of people, and she's like, what are you talking about, Darlene? You bought it. You really did. Oh my God. How did you? And she comes running out and pulls out a like an electronics box, and is like, this is a Wacom tablet. Like this is the top of the line shit, Mom. How did you? Like, I was afraid you were going to buy me like a Etch-a-Sketch. Like, no offense, but how did you? I didn't buy that for you. Oh, Mom, okay, no, that's very cute, and can you stop messing with me? All right, I've already got a lot of feels here for graduating school and going off to art school, and like, are you gonna give me some weird story about how like this is actually Grandma buying this for me or something? Because I like already cried like 4 times today, and I've had to refine my makeup every goddamn time. No. And the mom, and a weird like emotion passes over the mom's face, and she's like, no, yeah, you caught me. I guess I can't tell you grandma stories anymore. You're too grown up for that, huh? And then the kid just hugs her deeply, deeply, deeply. And like, I think as they're hugging, we do like there's always that angle that TV shows use of like and then there's the spooky person watching the funeral from like 30 yards away. And I think that's what it is we see the window start to roll up, and then we catch Teaspoon's face as it closes and she drives away. So go ahead, and for that one, go ahead and roll a sanity test.
Nice. I got a 38.
Okay. If you succeeded, you gain 1 sanity back.
Yay.
But you also reduce 1 bond from somebody else because you were spending time buying a Wacom tablet for a stranger than hanging out with
Yeah, I think
somebody.
this reduces the bond with my sister.
Okay. Because you
Man,
never
sisters
you
are
never-
just taking the hit.
Yeah.
you would never buy her kid anything like that. All right, and let's roll up with Donna here. What are you doing, Donna?
Hurting your sister.
Donna is also going to study the unnatural.
Okay.
She digs through the locker we found to see if she can find anything medicine related or ways to determine what did the deed, like what hurt these people, what sort of traces did these things leave behind.
Okay. So
I think she ends up locking herself in her
right.
her apartment, kind of just going over the information and cross-referencing it with her like stack of med books that she always has at home.
Main thing find there are two things that you find.
Mm-hmm.
Or the main thing that you find are a set of reel-to-reel tapes. The audio is of some kind of religious ceremony that has Christian elements to it, but also a more of a fringe aspect of snake handling. Where in some fringe sects they handle snakes as part of the process with the idea that I am so holy that this snake will not bite me. And you pull out mentions of something called Saint Yig, the Scaled Redeemer, and the Blessed Serpent. And you hear, as the tapes roll on, more and more people yelling out as they are bitten. And phrases like, "The poison is holy. Do not, no, Saint Yig is taking me into the breast of heaven. I have been bitten 12 times, once for each of the apostles. I will ascend to heaven. I will the most everyone is this guy who's saying, I will ascend to heaven, and then he starts you hear him convulse and seize and start vomiting, even as he's reciting the names of the apostles and the saints. So go ahead and give me a D4 roll.
3.
So that's going to cost you 3 sanity, but gain you 3 unnatural.
Okay.
Now you can choose if you wish to put that onto a bond, but
I am going to do that.
Oh, okay.
So this time I'm going to do that. Just spread it around a little bit so I don't end with -9. I'm going to take 3 away from my best friend.
Which I think is the person whom you had to borrow the reel-to-reel tape recorder from. Mm-hmm. And they, of course, are like, what do you need this for? Like, and it's you bringing it back. Mm-hmm. Like, and they're like, so what did you need this for? Well, which friend is this? I'm sorry. I want to
Rachel.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's her deal? Is she like?
So she's not one of my medic friends. I think she was a friend that I had through college that I grew very close to because it would get me away from all of the medical stuff that I was being surrounded by at all times.
maybe she's some kind of like theater person, sound engineer kind of a thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And she's like, because you were like, do you have a reel-to-reel? And she's like, yeah, I think we have one at the shop. Let me go get it. And this is you returning it to her at her like place of work. I think she works for one of the theater companies in Washington, and like, and she actually probably jokes with you like, so how are the 18 and a half minutes?
Yeah. Well, the government really needs to work on their funding and update how they store information. I can say that for sure. But like, just it almost puts you to sleep when they have you watch back footage of disasters for training purposes.
Just so you know, reel to reel are the audio tapes as opposed to like the actual videotapes.
Oh, the audio tapes?
Yeah, like it's the old, audio tape type thing. So.
Okay, I was thinking of like
a film projector. Yeah,
film projector. Yeah.
I just want to make sure you're crafting your correct lie to your friend.
That is helpful, Rob. Thank you. It's pretty exhausting to hear those old professors go on and on and on, and not even have the decency to upload it into something that you don't need from like the 1850s.
So you listen to some creepy old professor on this thing?
Yeah, I probably won't be able to sleep for like the next 4 days.
Man, that's terrible. Like, why would you do that?
I mean, you have to know the information because you have to be able to help people when it comes up.
I don't know. I think I would prefer to skip the professor stuff and not worry about not having to sleep. Like, it's bad enough that I have to watch, that I have to watch Hamlet's father get murdered like 3 times a day.
We all pick our poison that we can tolerate.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
to be fair, I normally don't have to do the same emergency medical procedure 3 times in a row. So.
Okay. Hey. Oh, did you leave this in here?
Whoops.
You are fairly certain you like cleaned this up and swabbed it down before you gave it back to her. And she digs her finger underneath one of the spools and pulls out one lone snake scale.
That's weird.
And that is where we end our home front for the night.
Snakes!
Nope.
Good, snakes. Great.
So, in addition to those scenes, any checks that you made on skills that you failed, erase those checks and increase that skill by 1 point.
Yeah! 21 in alertness.
So Rob, what did we miss in the outhouse?
Yeah, what did we miss in the outhouse, Rob?
I feel like, oh man, do I want to be a super dick and be like, well, if you're on our Patreon, we'll tell you. But no, you honestly, all you missed was that it hadn't been used in a couple of months, and that
Okay.
Oh.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That was
like-
it?
Oh, thank
That was
God.
it.
Okay.
that's seriously.
I was like, it's going to be like her memoir.
Wanted a forensics check for that? You can look at a porta potty and tell if that shit's been used or not. Jesus H.
I'm just telling you what the book said.
Mm-hmm. Well, the book is wrong.
All right. Well, okay. As Sarah is our clear porta potty expert,
I feel like it's probably more like a pit toilet, in which case, never mind.
yeah. So,
It's all right. I
all
went
right,
there too. It's cool.
send your strongly worded letters to. All right, folks. Thank you all for coming out and joining us for our first foray into the world of Delta Green. We had a ton of fun playing. We hope that you had a ton of fun watching and or listening. To those of us who are fans of our podcast, we ask, as always, to like, share, and subscribe. The more people that listen to us, the more games that we get to play here, because we love highlighting games like Delta Green, and all the stuff that's out there, because there's a wide, wonderful world of RPGs that we hope that you are able to feel the joy that we play, and go out and explore those games, and have your own spooky Cthulhu adventures, because they're like, we are not going to be able to cover all the great adventures that we have here for Delta Green. So we hope that this inspires you to go out and and play this game to experience them. So for Theater of the Mind players, this is
Ethan Ixet Anderson.
Jordan Fishburne.
Sarah Babe.
Tony Cheek.
Honey Pete Thompson.
and as always, our Lord of the Board.
Brad Davies.
From all of us here at Theater of the Mind players, this is Rob Whelan, just reminding you, it's just a game. You should really just relax.
Just burn it.